Welcome to the Inland Sports Show. Your leader in sports in the Inland Empire.
Move the riverside.
Now, here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
And a very merry IE All-Star Classic Eve to everyone out there in the Inland Empire. Welcome to the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. I'm Pep Fernandez. That's Jeff Gorham. We've got another big show for you. We'll get you all set for the 33rd edition of the Inland Empire All-Star Classic, the longest-running high school football all-star game in the great state of California. So we're going to talk about that, Jeff. We've also got Mr. Football, and we're at the 12th hour. And we're still debating in the studio who Mr. Football in the Inland Empire should be.
Yeah, the computer told us one. You and I are battling. We've got other people that are part of this thing. They're battling. But there is going to be a Mr. Football by the end of the day.
It's very similar to like college football because, of course, a person's opinion is subjective, and then we put the numbers into the computer, and the number squirts out a name, right?
Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop. Yep.
So we got the computer squirting out names. We've got our own opinion, which is very subjective. We got names out there that, we're favoring. But now this is it. This 12th hour, we will name Mr. Football in the Inland Empire towards the end of the show.
I am very excited because there's two in the mix right now.
It started with 11, and then we made it down to about 3.
Yeah.
Is that safe to say? Now it's 2.
Now it's down to 2.
We've got like 2 hours. We're going to do it like by 5 o'clock, around 5:30. We'll name Mr. Football. So
if you are listening, do not leave the radio. Listen.
We're going to open up the phone lines a little bit later.
We are.
So if you got a hot take who should be Mr. Football in the Inland Empire, you can hit us up with that as well. We've also got a lot of basketball to get to.
Yes.
We're going to peel apart this game later in the show, but UC Riverside with a devastating loss against UC Davis. And I say devastating because, Jeff, you and I had a front row seat, and the Highlanders had the Aggies on the ropes. We're talking about a UC Davis team that made the NCAA tournament a year ago.
Well, I'm still recovering from yesterday because, they started off, they didn't dig themselves a hole. They were digging the hole. They were going to bury. They were going to bury Davis, and then all of a sudden, the wheels fell off.
They were digging a big hole. They had Davis in there. They're throwing dirt on their head, and they just could not close it out. They did. They had them right there. They had them on the ropes. This is a team that went to the big dance last year, and UCR let them off the hook.
They did. In fact, they gave up the lead. They were down. They were up as many as 10, I believe. Then they went down 5, and then they went up 6, and it looked like they were going to coast for a victory, and then it happened. Turnovers cost them, funky plays. It was like a 5-point play opportunity. It was just one of those games you go, They stopped the big guy, Manecki, for the most part. He got his average, but, man.
He didn't really dominate.
Didn't dominate.
Yeah, he got his, but he didn't dominate.
But, a couple guys played really well. Schneider, he was pretty good.
Yeah, Siler Schneider.
He was pretty good last night. And, he hit open 15-footers, and that's all you got to do to beat the Highlanders because the Highlanders play that zone. And if you hit shots against them, you're going to catch them.
Well, UCR was up by 6 at halftime, and the second half is kind of the tail of the tape because it was the Aggies pulling away in the second half. They outscored UC Riverside 45-29 in the second half.
And I want to say I think they shot 16 more free throws than the Highlanders as well. I think Davis shot 29 free throws. Am I wrong, Pep, or is that my photographic mind?
Let's see. Free throws, they were 21 of 29.
Told you.
Yep. And UCR was 9 of 13.
That's a big difference right there. You figure they were very aggressive going to the basket. Obviously, that's how they get so many free throws. But, man, that's a big discrepancy right there.
Yeah, and I like this stat, too. Again, we'll go deeper into this game later in the show. But in terms of who led, for how many minutes during the game, I love that stat to see who was in front for most of the game. And UCR led. When I went home last night, I'm like, UC Riverside led for most of that game.
They did. And there were 7 lead changes, but like you said, and they were all tight. They was within a tight period. But yeah, Riverside led most of that game, and that's a tough one to swallow because you played well at home and you play against a team that was in the playoffs last year and won the league tournament, and it just come up a little short. It's tough. 10 points and it was closer than that, I believe.
UCR led for almost 30 minutes in that game. And we're talking about a 40-minute game, 2 20-minute halves. So they led for almost 30. Davis led for almost 10.
Yeah, that's got to be tough for Coach Bell and the Highlanders to regroup. And they have a very athletic Long Beach State team coming in who's averaging a lot of points right now.
And another Centennial guy. So Gio Nelson from Centennial plays for Davis. We did not see him. He didn't get the floor last night. And then we got Jordan Griffin, who plays for Long Beach State. We'll see him on Saturday night when Long Beach State comes to town. And we'll see if UCR can get their first Big West Conference victory of the season, now 0-3 in conference play. Meanwhile, in the Pac West Conference, Cal Baptist, they have a big one Saturday night on campus at the new event center against Azusa Pacific. Not only, Jeff, is it their rival, but it's basically for first place as well.
It is. Azusa Pacific every single year, and we're going back 25, 30 years. They have been the thorn in Cal Baptist's side. When they were in the NAIA division, in the GSAC, they always had a 1-2 punch. Every year it was between Cal Baptist and Azusa. Now in the Division II, it's the same storyline. Justin Leslie versus Rick Croy, two great coaches going at it and always playing for this league championship.
And again, you and I saw APU because we called their game when they took on Life Pacific, so we got to see the Cougars up close. Pretty good, but if you're a CBU guy, definitely beatable, right? Come on.
Yeah, I think that CBU has so many athletes, and it makes them they were a lot deeper, I think, than when we saw Azusa. Azusa has played really well. They've played some good teams, but Cal Baptist, they're ranked 24th in the nation right now. They actually, after that loss to Dixie State, might have put them out, but for this past week, they were ranked 24th in the nation.
Again, Dixie State, that game on Monday night, rare Monday night conference game. CBU could have had that one on the road. That would have gone a long ways to even making this Saturday night matchup even bigger because they both would have had one loss in conference play. But if just from the CBU point of it, now they have two losses in conference play.
Yeah.
Azusa Pacific only has one. And if you want to look way down the road, like look out on the horizon, this is as big as it gets for a game to be in the month of January. So this is a huge one against their rival.
Yeah, and Azusa's won 5 in a row, but they haven't played at the new event center at Cal Baptist. I think that place is going to be rocking for sure.
And to the NBA, Jeff's Lakers.
Dude, they're on
Red
fire.
hot.
They're going to make the playoffs. What are you talking about? Yeah, baby.
You guys are
3 in a row.
I'm just gonna walk
Woo! Larry's son Lonzo had 18 points. He was looking good. Beat the old Spurs. Yeah, baby.
Kawhi Leonard didn't even play, man.
Does it matter?
School didn't even play.
The Lakers, baby, are on fire. I'm guessing they're going to make the playoffs. All coaching.
You know what they said?
Luke Walton.
All the stories, I've read a lot of stories on the Lakers and Luke Walton and Lonzo Ball and all that stuff. They're like, do you know that when LeVar Ball came out publicly and said Luke Walton's lost control of the Lakers, that started the win streak?
Maybe it's Larry Ball. Larry Ball's not responsible for anything. Hey, I thought they were playing again today. I got a thing on my Facebook that notification. Ball is life. That was who did the thing. And I'm like, maybe there's a game today. So I'm sitting
in Lithuania.
In Lithuania, I was sitting in the classroom today.
Oh, is there? Or no.
No, I was wrong. It was just highlights, and I don't want to see highlights against a youth team. I'm going to watch all these games. How stupid am I? I bought into this crap. This ball crap.
Jeff, you are part of the problem.
I am part of the problem. I feel like I'm watching the Kardashians. Hey, seriously, I really do. I feel like I'm watching E.
You are.
I used to have Bruce.
Mess.
I used to have Bruce Jenner on my wall. Did I tell you that? Bruce. I had a Bruce Jenner right over my bed.
When, like last week, or
no? This would be Caitlin. But no, I had Bruce over my bed, and
it's kind of weird.
And, how dare you? He was the greatest athlete of all time.
Like I had Daryl Strawberry and Doc Goodman. I didn't have him on my roof. Like I wasn't laying up.
Well, he wasn't on my ceiling. It's not like I was looking at him going, "Gosh, you're going to be a beautiful woman someday." No, I had him, and he was like running. And he had it was like he just won the medal, or was going to go for the gold. I'm
one of the great American athletes.
Yeah,
he was a star.
But I also had Dr. Duncanstein on my wall. I had Chocolate Thunder, Daryl Dawkins.
Yeah, Daryl Dawkins.
I had Moses. I had all these. Iceman. I remember that.
Wait, real quick before we go any farther. So who was on your growing up? Who was on your wall as a kid?
Oh, I had
Sports-wise.
Okay. Oh, sports-wise. I was going to go with my girls, my ladies. Okay. Sports-wise. Here's what I had. I had Iceman. All these. I had Daryl Griffith, Dr. Duncanstein. I had Chocolate Thunder, which was Daryl Dawkins. I had Going Home, which was a cool Paul Westphal Nike poster, which I put that one actually above my head, above my pillow, because that was He was a white guy. I was shooting baskets all the time. It was like my life.
That was you.
That was me. And then I had the Air Force One poster. It had like Jamal Wilkes, James Worthy, Moses Malone. I had all these guys. And then I had the Williams brothers, Gus Williams and his brother. I forget his. But these were all the Nike posters, every single one of them.
Nike ones,
but
yeah.
let's get to the good stuff. I had Heather Thomas on my wall. Do you remember Heather Thomas?
No.
You don't remember? Did you ever watch The Fall Guy?
No.
Come on, we're going to look at this young lady. I don't know how young. She's probably in her 60s now, but man, I'm telling you, the best poster ever. I also had a Farrah Fawcett, but that was inside my closet.
Inside?
Because my parents
Your
wouldn't.
private area.
You know, my parents wouldn't let me put that one out in public. But the one behind my door, was Heather Thomas. And every night before I went to bed, I kissed my finger and put it against her lips. Yeah, I can't wait to show you the poster when we get off in between. Oh, she was beautiful. Just The Fall Guy. You never watched that show?
No, I never heard of it.
How can you never have heard of the Fall Guy?
Fall Guy.
Anyone that's listening,
I just remember Chris Carter saying that. You got to have a fall guy.
come on, the Fall Guy was the unknown stunt man, and I'm the only. It was Lee Majors, the $6 Million Man.
I know him.
Yeah, he was the star of the show. Oh, man. Anybody that's listening, go to Pep's Twitter and call him stupid. Just say, hey, you're sorry. Pep, how do you not know who Heather Thomas is?
Call me younger than Jeff.
You're not that much younger than I am. What did you watch?
I don't Alf? Alf, man.
Hey.
Growing pains.
I eat kitties. That's what
He wanted to eat Lucky, the cat.
Lucky the cat.
Alf, growing pains.
I remember that. Do you remember the name of the family? Let's see how good of a fan you are.
I think the dad was George. I don't remember their last.
The Ochmonics.
The what?
The Ochmonics.
It was?
Yes. How do you not know these things?
I'm looking around the room. Can anyone verify that?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's the Ochmonics.
Let's ask one of our fact checkers or writers in the corner.
It's the Ochmonics. I'm telling
I'm
you.
going to have them check that.
I know everything about old TV because I really didn't leave the house ever. I just shot baskets, and then when I came back in, you got to watch episodic TV, and that's all I did my entire life.
Hoops and episodic TV.
And that's it. There was nothing. I didn't have anything else other than those two things.
On my wall, growing up as a young Pep Fernandez, it was Daryl Strawberry.
Pele.
And it said Strawsome.
Oh, I remember that one. I do.
I had that one. I had a Doc Gooden because I'm a Mets fan. I had Joe Montana. That's my quarterback.
Oh, you had all the druggies.
I had the. Come on, hold on. Well, I don't know about Doc, but Daryl Strawberry straightened his life out finally. I had the Michael Jordan wall, the door poster, like it's life size, where it's like the size of the door.
I had
that one.
I had the one where his arms were held
yeah,
up.
where he's holding
and he
out
had
his
a ball,
arms.
and he had, I had that one.
I wanted that one, but I had the door poster. Let's see. I also had a Chris Webber one. I had two of them. I had Chris Webber Sacramento Kings, and I had a Chris Webber Washington Bullets, and he's holding the moon.
I remember that too. I do remember that one.
My boy C. Webb. And then I think I had a Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, you're a wrestling guy. I also had World Be Free. Do you remember World Be Free?
I've heard the name.
Okay, he had a poster, a Nike poster, and he was holding basketballs that were of the world all over the place. So similar to that's why I remember the Chris Webber. You didn't have any chicks on your wall?
I think I had one. I think I had one on my closet for a little bit. It was Kathy Ireland.
She's okay. But
What are you talking about?
She's no Heather Thomas, my friend. She is no. Are you looking up Heather Thomas over there, Kono?
No.
Look up Heather Thomas.
Looking up sports.
Trust me. Trust me. She wasn't wearing a bathing suit. She was swimming. It was a small bathing suit. I bet she played water polo pretty well. No?
I don't know who she is, Jeff.
Oh, gee whiz. You're just horrible. Hey, now, did you have any soccer
Greg's on the
posters?
case.
Do you have any soccer posters?
I don't think I had any soccer posters.
Yes, but okay, type in the Heather Thomas poster. That's like her in her 60s. No one wants to look at her in her 60s. How dare you?
Greg's on it.
All right.
Let's thank our sponsors. Brought to you by Spoiled. Quick, quality oil change. You'll be spoiled by great customer service and low prices. Go check out Bill Navigado and his team off Alessandro Boulevard. Also, Ken Sporting Goods, more than 40 years in the Inland Empire with all your sporting gear needs. So the next time you need a new batting helmet, a new football helmet, cleats, batting gloves, a mitt, go to check out kensportinggoods.com. And they're brick and mortar, the store actually in Norco, Horsetown, USA. Boost performance training in Corona with Coach Ray Bass. Check out the new Overtime program for younger athletes going into high school. Make sure you give them a follow, too, on Instagram and Twitter. They're hot on social media right now. And Catalano Motors in Corona, off Temescal Canyon Road. You can buy, you can trade, you can finance at Temescal or at Catalano Motors off Temescal Canyon Road, and they'll make that car shopping experience very easy. Is that the poster you had?
Yes, that's the one.
That's the same exact one?
The same exact one right there.
What show is she from?
The Fall Guy, for gosh sakes.
Gotta have yourself a Fall Guy.
I just got a text from my man Brian Bell. He goes, I had the same poster on my wall.
Oh, really?
See, yeah. Oh, that's a good one, guys. I could still put that on. I think my wife would be upset if I put that on my wall.
With all your Star Wars stuff?
Well, that's in a garage. I want to put this one back in my bedroom. I wonder if my wife would appreciate that.
Sure, will go over real well.
Yeah, I'll shut the door, and she goes, why is there a poster of a girl who's probably 75 now on the back of our door?
When we come back, more UC Riverside basketball. We're going to break down that loss against Davis last night, get you ready for Long Beach State on Saturday night, plus some sounds from the game from last night as Jeff was in rare form for the Highlanders and the Aggies.
Was this at the end of the game?
This is towards the end of the game.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We'll be right back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajelco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
You can't tell, but I've been seen with Farrah. I've never been with anything less than a night.
Is this your show, Jeff?
It was everybody's show.
All guys.
It was the people's show. I'm just telling you right now, there was nothing better than Lee Majors. Lee Majors was married to Farrah Fawcett. You didn't even know that.
I didn't know.
Her name was Farrah Fawcett Majors, for gosh sakes.
I didn't know that.
How do you not know who Farrah Fawcett is?
I was watching Alf. I don't know.
Do you remember when Farrah was in Playboy? You don't remember that either? Oh, good golly. Hey, come on, guys. Those of you driving around in your cars right now, just know that Pep is talking about Alf, and I just talked about Farrah Fawcett. When Farrah was in Playboy, it's crickets. That's crickets, right? She was like in her like late 40s, and Farrah appeared in Playboy. It was fantastic. I know you can't really say that to him, but I'm telling you, Playboy was a great. I'm telling you. Hey, come on, yeah. Those of you listeners, just tell me. Do you remember Farrah Fawcett and Heather Thomas?
Are you expecting somebody?
I don't know, but somebody's calling.
Let's go to the Inland Sports Hotline. Welcome to the Inland Sports Show. Who's this?
Hi, good afternoon. This is Natalie from ABD office. Am I speaking with Bob?
No. But is Bob in trouble?
No. We are Complete Printing Solutions. I would just like to gather information, like if you're using copiers and printers there in your organization.
I think Jeff is actually in need of that. Right?
I am in need of a copier and a printer.
Yeah.
Can you help us with that?
Yes, because I would like to let you know, I'm not sure if this is the right email address I have here, but I sent you an email at info@toad1350.com.
That's okay. I don't think that one's right.
Yeah.
But Jeff would like to talk to you about copiers.
I would.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
I need something that will copy at least 5,000 pieces a day.
A day?
A day.
We're in the sports broadcasting business, and we have a lot of writers and producers who go through a lot of paper each day, and we need to stay on top of it because we're constantly at box scores and press releases.
And personally, I like to really waste a lot of paper. I like to cut down as many trees as I possibly can.
Would it be a lease or you're going to rent it?
I'm going to buy it. I'm wealthy. I'm super wealthy.
I don't have money, but Jeff does have money. We're just curious. Do you have a favorite sports team?
Yeah, who's your favorite?
Sports at all?
I'm sorry?
Who's your favorite sports team?
Well, I used to watch NBA, and I used to be a fan of Cleveland and Miami Heat because LeBron James is there.
Oh, you like the LeBron James, huh?
Yeah, I'm really a big fan of him.
Oh.
I'm sorry, we didn't catch your name. What was your name again?
My name is Natalie. How about yours?
Natalie. I'm Pep, and that's Jeff over there. In fact, Jeff used to be a professional basketball player, but now he's really into just wasting paper.
I like to chop down as many trees as I possibly can and waste and utilize as much printer ink and paper as I possibly can.
Oh, that's great to hear. So you've mentioned that you would like to buy or purchase rather a machine and not just leasing it, right?
You're darn right. Now, what are we talking price range here?
Well, actually, it's what my question will be for you. What budget are we talking about here? Because we have here a lot of machines that you can benefit from. We have multifunction machines that can do print, copy, and scan. At the same time, it's included in one machine. We have also a different type of machine that only does copiers, only does printing. So it's your choice.
I have no budget whatsoever. I can pay for anything with cash in my pocket.
Hey, Natalie. It was Natalie, right?
Yeah.
Hey, can I be honest with you? Because I feel like we're friends now at this point, because we've been talking for so long.
Of course.
Jeff and I have a live radio show on Fox Sports Radio, and you have been live the last couple minutes.
Your voice
somehow dialed our studio.
Yes, you called our hotline.
Right now on Fox Sports Radio.
Yes, is there anyone you want to say hello to? A husband, boyfriend, animal, a cat at home maybe?
Well, I really don't have one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Help Natalie out. There's a lot of big sports fans
Natalie,
out there.
okay, here. How old are you, if you don't mind us? What's your age range, Natalie?
Me?
Yeah.
You won't believe it.
Tell me.
20.
You're 20?
Yeah.
We have some interns. We have some young, attractive, semi-attractive interns. I don't know.
Do you like the guys who look like they stepped right out of the Gap catalog? They wear like the little boat shoes and skinny jeans and cardigans. Like that's what our interns wear.
Hang on a second, guys. The line is kind of static. I can barely understand all the things that you're saying. Yeah, just a little bit of it.
Well, Natalie, we really.
I know this was fun. It was unexpected, but it was fun. Sometimes you have to just go down that path and see what happens.
I felt a bond with you, and if I was a man of maybe 27,
Jeff's old.
If I was 27 years younger, you know what? You and I might have had a connection because you have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
And, I almost bought a copier from you, just because you were so nice.
Oh, thank you so much. It was really a pleasure talking to you today, and I'll be more than glad to lay out all the information we have for you since you would like to purchase a machine with us. And I'll be asking for you information about that. Like how many machines do you need, how soon do you need it?
Because we have a bunch of writers and producers, so
yeah. I would have to need it like in the next hour and a half, possibly. If you could have it shipped to me in the next hour and a half, I'm in.
We got another call.
We do.
Keep the hotline going. Welcome to the Inland Sports
We got
Show.
rid of her. Oh, that's too bad. Who's on the show?
This is Tim from Riverside.
No, gosh, why is
Are you selling copiers or printers too?
Was that last call a real call?
That was a real live call.
She's back. Is she back? Get rid of him. I don't want to talk to him.
See if I can figure this out. Hold on. That was Tim.
Hello.
Welcome to the Inland Sports Show.
That was an amazing call.
Hi, this is Natalie. We got disconnected.
We're back. All of us are on.
Yeah, what's wrong with the line?
Tim, can you hear us? Tim, can you hear us too?
Yes.
I can hear you, but it's kind of robotic,
Oh, well.
Yeah, Natalie. I'm sorry, we didn't mean to drop you like that. But if you follow us at Inland, like Inland, INLAND, Inland_sports on Twitter, we would love to get more information from you because Jeff, seriously, he needs a copier and a printer.
That's the only way.
Of course, I'll do that. Do you also have like an email address I can send the complete details about our product here?
Well, the thing is, I don't really want to give out my email address over the air.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I know everybody hears it.
Yeah, you don't.
We have a big audience in Southern California.
Yeah.
Natalie, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Brea, California.
Oh, that's a nice area. And LeBron James might be listening.
Oh, really? You think so?
We're on Fox Sports.
Oh, giggling, she likes that.
Yes. Okay. So write this down, and then you can get to us on Twitter, and you can see how handsome I am and how little my partner is.
Okay. Here's the thing. Am I speaking with Jeff?
Yes.
Okay. Here's the thing, Joe. How about I'll provide you my email address so you can send me information about what exactly you're looking for when it comes to the machine. And also the supplies like the toners and the parts and the drums.
Yeah, I don't want you to put your email address on the air because there'll be a lot of people will email you.
You don't want the weirdos. Well,
Yeah.
Jeff's
It's
already
okay. I can block them.
Okay. Well, next time, why don't you call back after 6 p.m.
Oh, unfortunately, I'll be out by 5:30.
She's going out tonight, Jeff.
Oh,
She's gonna go watch
sorry.
LeBron James in the Cavaliers play.
Well, thank you. You know what, Tiffany, right? Tiffany, thank you.
Natalie.
Natalie, I'm sorry, Natalie.
Yeah.
Timmel, I'm sorry. Natalie, I'm so sorry. You're fantastic, but I'm not going to buy a printer from you today. But maybe tomorrow I will. Call back tomorrow.
Okay. What would be the best time for me to, call back, or maybe you would like to call me back?
2 o'clock, perfect.
2 o'clock tomorrow?
Pacific time.
Pacific.
Tomorrow is Saturday. I don't have shift.
Monday's on Monday.
Tuesday.
Monday. Okay, I'll take note of that. I'll be calling you back on Monday at 2 p.m. Okay, I'll be expecting you guys to answer the call, okay?
You are adorable. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. You guys are so sweet. You have a great weekend and take care.
Too,
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye. Oh, she was adorable. Is the other guy on the phone? The other.
Speaking of adorable,
he's
we gotta
not
go to a break,
adorable.
actually. Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll come back. If Tim Hatch is still around, we'll talk to him for a second. We gotta work on Jeff's budget. See if he's got enough for a new copier printer. When we come back, we'll talk more UCR hoops, and of course, Mr. Football. We're gonna name him for the Inland Empire a little bit later in the show. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I'd say that's my passion because I've done it. I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and help them reach their athletic potential, help them, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, in terms of speed, power, strength, agility.
version the best. Do you hear me? I win the races and I get the money.
Ricky, finish the damn grace.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
Welcome back to the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM, talking Inland Empire sports, buying copiers and printers, taking phone calls. We're going to get to Tim Hatch in just a second. But that's a little Blink 182 for everyone out there. And we're playing it because last night during the UCR basketball broadcast, we always play music going in and out of the commercial breaks. I was like, you know what? I'm going to surprise Jeff. Such a good guy. I know he loves music. I'm not a big music guy. I know a little country, but he likes music. I'm going to put some rap and some Blink 182 and some other stuff in there. And I play Blink 182, and we're walking out of SRC Arena. I said, Jeff, did you like the new music we played during the UC Riverside basketball broadcast? And Jeff said this.
I said, yeah, I like the Blink 182. I got to know one of those guys. And I did. I was, no joke, I'm going to go back to my old high school days. So we're back at Ramona High School. I had a teacher named Penny Orimna. So those of you that are listening, throw out the phone number just in case.
951-369-1350.
Okay, Penny Orimna was my Latin teacher, and I never got anything lower than an A in her class. And I never did 1 ounce of work my entire 4 years. She was an older woman. My brother had her. My mom had her. She was a fantastic Latin teacher. But her grandson, let me preface here. We went to Europe my senior year. She would take kids every year to go to Europe. So me and 6 other people from our school and her grandson, who was our age, Mark Hoppus.
So Mark Hoppus from Blink-182 was her grandson.
Yes.
And you guys went to Europe together.
Yes,
you and Mark Hoppus went to Europe.
We actually were in the same room. We were in the same room. And it was the first time I ever tasted a beer because we had to sign a waiver saying that we were part of Europe, that you could drink wine and beer, with his grandma, Penny Rimna.
With his grandma.
So, yeah. So
Mark Hoppus and his grandma are in Europe.
Yeah, and there was other kids from our school at Ramona High School. And he literally was my roommate for 10 days. And then he goes on to be, no joke, I'm watching the TV one day and I go, that guy looks really damn familiar.
That's the guy I went to Europe with.
Yeah, and I said, that guy's really fit. I did go to Europe with that guy. That's what I said. So then I called Grandma, Penny Rimna. I went to her house and I said, is your son or your grandson in Blink-182? And she goes, yeah, well, yes, he's in Blink-182. I go to the shows all the time. Granted, I never went to a show, but I did see him one other time. So Penny Rimna passed away. It was sad. I gave the eulogy at the funeral. And who would be there? Mark Hoppus and his family.
So you said Mark Hoppus was playing the guitar.
Yes, that was
at her service, and you were giving the eulogy.
I gave a nice eulogy, and he played acoustically in the background, and it was really nice and soft. Yeah, and so listen to this.
You can't even make this
No, I'm telling you though. Penny Rimna, and they named a school after her and her husband in the Alvord district. Her husband was a longtime teacher in the Rimna Elementary School, and it is in Alvord School District. I'm telling you this. But the good thing is, after I was done giving the eulogy, he sent me a nice little email saying thank you, and he even remembered us rooming together.
You did?
Yeah. And he was like, man, that was really nice of you to say
so
such
when are you going to get him on the show?
I don't know.
You guys are like BFFs.
No, not really. But we did hang out together. We were like little kids. We were 17 years old or whatever, hanging out in Europe together. And he ends up being a big star.
And you too. Two big stars.
I mean, look at me now.
Yeah,
I'm on the Inland Sports Show. So yeah, there you go. That's my brush.
Yeah. So we're walking out of UC Riverside last time. You like the music I picked, like that Blink-182? Oh yeah, I know Mark Hoppus.
Yeah, I do.
Just nonchalantly just throws it out there.
Yeah, because it's just, I mean, how just surreal was it? I mean, I went to Europe with the guy. We were hanging out. I probably saw him naked. I probably did. We probably, just
only if you wanted to.
I've seen this guy naked on the phone though.
Let's go to the phone line. It's local basketball coach Tim Hatch. Tim must have something very important to say because he got right on the hotline. What's up, Tim?
That segment was incredible.
That was?
It was incredible. I got a text from Justin Remington, the assistant girls coach at Centennial. He said, is that call real? And people want to know if you set that up. People are listening.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, people are listening. It was a real phone call. She just happened to call. I guess there was an old station years ago. It was called the Toad 1350. And it's still on the mailing list, so that she called the number. And apparently, I'm getting a copy here. Yeah, so today's we've been all over the place. We talked Heather Thomas, which you appreciated. You sent me a nice text, right?
Yeah, Heather Locklear. What about her?
Heather Locklear was okay, but Heather Thomas, she was just the dirty little sister of Heather Locklear. She was hot.
Whoa.
Wouldn't you agree?
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, I do.
Okay, thank you.
I can do that.
Yes.
I just had to deny it for plausible deniability.
Yeah, that was a real phone call. So tell Remington, yeah, that was real.
Outstanding. But and then the Farrah Fawcett poster, the iconic one.
That was a good one. That was in my closet.
Yeah. And who was the other Charlie's Angel, the smart one?
Oh, there was Jacqueline Smith.
And then?
Oh, who was the other one? The other one was she was in Scarecrow and Mrs. King. Remember?
Yeah, I think she was very underrated in a nerdy kind of way.
Yes. Kate. Was it Kate?
Oh, my God.
Kate.
Right there.
Kate. Kate. You know what I'm saying? It's Kate. Can you hear this, Pep, at all?
It's going. No.
Okay. Tim, we're going to have to get rid of you. Kate.
Okay. Wait. Hey,
Kate.
have a good day.
Kate Jackson. Yeah, she was underrated.
Got it. Okay, later.
Okay, love you, Tim. Bye.
Bye.
So that was a real-life phone call. Yes, it was Natalie from I didn't get the company name, but that's okay.
Doesn't matter.
Natalie from Brea.
Natalie from Brea, who likes LeBron James. She was very LeBron James.
LeBron.
Yeah, we've talked nothing. We've talked no sports today, really.
We talked a little bit.
I had a little bit about UCR, but man, they just depress me every time I talk about them. I get sad because I want them to win so damn bad.
Well, it was a tough loss against Davis last night, 75-69. They are now 5-12 overall in the season, 0-3 the Big West Conference. Jeff and I had the call last night. I actually have some of that sound.
Do you?
Would you like to play some of that sound?
Yes. Is this early in the game or late in the game?
This would be second half action.
Uh-oh. Well, this could be bad.
This is second half action. So we've got a couple sound clips we're going to play for the people. This one is a big-time play by Brandon Rosser of UC Riverside, the Temecula Valley Golden Bear. Let's see. So this one, we'll play a couple, but here's the first one.
I don't know what you're doing over there, Pep.
Hold on one second.
What are you doing?
Now.
What are you doing over there, Pep? What? I don't know what he's doing.
Jackson puts it up and the bucket there. Great second job. And give credit to Brandon Rosser for creating another possession for UC Riverside. Mooney back out to him.
So that was Jeff.
Yeah.
Or no, that wasn't Jeff. That was him. Take a little cat nap in between plays.
Yeah, because it was late in the game. I was on the air. I was working real hard there, Pep, for hours doing the show and then doing the game. And then I started to doze off just a little bit towards the end of the game there. Let's see. Let's hear another good highlight, Pep.
Another one?
Another good highlight. You ready?
All right, this was a little bit later in the game again.
Oh, no, not
Brandon
later.
Rosser, who we found out was not feeling well, right?
Yeah, he was under the weathers. He was under the Brian Weathers.
All right, so here's another one from Brandon Rosser.
DK drive, dish, Rosser at the shot clock buzzer. Big time dunk, Brandon Rosser, the Temecula Valley Golden Bear, ties the game at 52.
So what I usually pause. Like I usually, as they're coming back up the court, you know, I do the play. I say what the score is or the time on the clock, and then I shut up. So that's Jeff's part, right?
That's my part, but
Jeff jumps in there with some really great insight that you're not going to get anywhere else because Jeff is a local basketball legend. So he sees the game.
I saw it.
Unlike anyone else. Like he can pick it apart, and he knows what's going on and what's away from the ball and how the game's unfolding. Silent.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, though. In my head, though, I was talking a whole lot in my head. But can I just tell you, there's a background to this. Anytime, we're going to go back to John Ramey and Ghazal Hassan. Those two guys. I know Ghazal's probably listening. Maybe John Ramey. Anytime there was a big game, a big play, they would say, hey, you just shut the hell up, Jeff, over there. And I say, okay, I'm just not going to say anything. So if there was a big slam dunk, because they always want to get on Sports Center, and I'm never going to be on Sports Center, and they would go slam dunk, and then I would go like this.
Silent.
Because they wanted their to make their soundbite. So I learned. So I thought Pep would be the same way, but apparently
no.
I'm allowed to speak after slam dunks.
Yeah, you're allowed to speak.
So from now on, I'm going to go all Bill Walton on you. I'm just going to talk over you. I'm going to throw it down, big man.
It was a big play.
Oh, it was a great play, but
it was a close game, and it was a big play, and I'm like,
I've been browbeaten enough in my youth as a broadcaster that I didn't want to say anything and ruin your call.
I was like, what a big play. This is Jeff's moment to shine. And I shut my mouth.
Crickets.
And I look over at Jeff, and he's taking a cat nap.
I was sleepy. I mean, he was really sleepy. I'm telling you, man. Remember somebody who came up to us yesterday and goes, oh, it's a long day. I've been working since 9 o'clock this morning. And I did. I'm not going to say it was. And I just want to look at him. I said, Pep, I'm going to punch that guy right in the neck. I said, I've been up since 4:30 in the morning, and we're going to work until 10:30, and I haven't had a break yet. I'm going to punch that guy square in the neck.
Is that your Gruden?
Hey, you're going to hit the slot, and you're going to hit it real hard.
Why?
You're going to take a 3-step drop back, and you're going to throw that ball really hard.
You know what I stumbled upon, speaking of John Gruden, real quick?
What did you stumble upon?
So on Twitter, they have, Frank Caliendo, the comedian.
Oh, yeah,
he does a great John Gruden, right?
He does a great John Gruden.
Caliendo actually lost a lot of weight. He looks a lot like John Gruden in the face now.
John Caliendo, he's got a giant head, though. That guy's
Caliendo, he does.
Huge
But have
head.
you seen Caliendo interviewing John Gruden as John Gruden?
I have not.
You haven't?
I have not. Is it pretty good?
Just the beginning of it, them looking back at each other, making that Chucky face, like nodding back and forth at each other.
So did
oh my! I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna show it to you in the commercial.
Did Gruden enjoy it? Did he?
I think so, because you know how he does that quarterback school.
Yes.
He brings in the guys, especially like as they're going into the NFL draft, and they sit across the table and they've got the TV monitor and they're kind of going through plays and breaking it down. It was like that, but Frank Caliendo was John Gruden, and John Gruden was playing the role of like a quarterback. And they're going through tape, and he's like, hey, man. And he's like, gives him the Gruden face and smiles. And then the real Gruden smiles back and gives him the Chucky face right back. It's like, man, it's crazy to be sitting here with you, man. He's like, oh, you're telling me, man.
Can we play that after the break? Are we allowed
Yeah,
to?
I could probably find that.
I think we should find it.
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny. We can play a couple seconds of that because it is really funny. John Gruden is the new head football coach of the Oakland Raiders, and he'll be there for a couple seasons before they move to Las Vegas and even beyond.
Do you honestly, okay, let's seriously get into this. Do you think he'll coach all 10 years, though? That's a long time for anybody really to coach, let alone Gruden, who really, what's his longest stint as a coach?
Yeah, he even said in the press conference, they're like, hey, the 10-year deal, was that your idea? Did the Raiders come at you with it? Are you satisfied with 10 years? And he said basically, I don't even know if I'm going to be alive for 10 years, let alone a 10-year contract.
Yeah.
So he was almost diffusing the situation like he didn't want to say it was his idea. He didn't want to say it was the Raiders' idea. He didn't want to say like it was set in stone. He was just like, yeah, I don't know. He's like, you know what? I'm just worried about getting this football team better this year for the city of Oakland. That's basically his response to all the questions.
Yeah, because what if he fails after like 4 or 5 years and,
they'll run him out of town, won't
and then what's Al Davis' son's name?
Mark Davis.
Mark Davis and his bad hair is gonna
right.
We'll fire him. There's a buyout. What if there's a buyout? You got to pay $100 million to buy him out, or what? We know about these buyouts.
Yeah.
Coaches getting fired.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Oh, I'm sure it's guaranteed.
So if he gets fired in 4 years, they're going to still owe him $60 million, and he has ownership stake.
That's a lot of money.
Man, I'm telling you right now, I would go out and get my butt fired. I would. I'd do a horrible job.
Like, I would be really bad.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, if you did it for like 2 years, you're like, man, this just isn't for me, man. I don't like this Raider Nation stuff. And then
he
you
loves
go,
the black hole. Yeah, you already said that.
I'm tired of looking at spikes on people's shoulders and people wearing Chucky masks. Screw this. I'm leaving. $80 million. That'd be awesome. I'd do that in a heartbeat. You wouldn't walk. I mean, seriously, you wouldn't just do a crappy job.
No, because he loves it. I mean, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. You're like, you can go in there, guaranteed money, do a bad job, they fire you after 2 years, and you've got 8 years of just tons and gobs of money coming in for doing nothing.
Yeah, what would you do with that kind of money? What would you honestly do? If you won the lottery, because essentially that's winning the lottery. What was his first thing you would do? You want to know what I would do? Yeah, well, this is a Friday. Let's go. It's free.
We got to wrap this up
Freeform Friday.
Quick, but I would probably move to an island and just disappear.
Would you bring your family?
Well, yeah, I'd bring my family. Bring my family, go to an island.
No, not me.
As long as I had the internet, I'd be fine.
You kidding me, man? I'd have ladies all over the place. My family, they'd never see me again. My children wouldn't even know who I am. No one would. Yeah, where's Jeff? Where's Dad? No one would find me. I would be somewhere very far. And
me too. I'd be on an island.
You know, seriously, I probably would bring my family, but the one thing I would demand is just a little bit of sleep. A couple days of sleep here and there. Sleep in just once or twice a month.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Speaking of, real quick before we wrap things up, so we have a friend named Anton who was using the Inland Sports Studio to do some radio production the other day.
He was speaking Portuguese to you.
Yeah, he's from an island, the Azore Islands of Portugal. No, seriously, it's crazy. It's in the middle of the Atlantic, like halfway between South Carolina and Portugal. It's like in the middle of the Atlantic. That's where he's from. So I told him my wife's family's Portuguese.
I've been to the Azores and the Canary Islands.
You've been to the Azores?
Mind blown. I'm telling you, I've been to this place.
Well, my wife's family is from the islands next to them.
Those are the
Madeira. It's called Madeira Island.
Those are the bad islands.
The Azores are the upper crust.
Yes. I've been to the Canary Islands. I played in some goofy tournament there once. It was dumb.
What'd you do at the Azore Islands?
They were playing in a tournament. It was terrible.
There was tournaments there?
Yeah, they had
it's like the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was just stupid. I don't even want to talk about it. It was that embarrassing. It was bad basketball.
Was it really?
It was like the balls playing basketball. Yeah,
in Lithuania?
Terrible. Yeah, it was terrible. Just terrible.
That's more remote than Lithuania.
I'll bring a picture of me in the Azores, yes.
Do you have a picture?
Somewhere I do. But see, my ex-wife, let's pull back the curtain, threw away most of my stuff. I'm not going to lie. A lot of my stuff was just like thrown in a big pile and burned or something. That's stupid. I mean, that wonderful person.
All right, we're going to talk more UC Riverside basketball. We're going to tell you what it takes to be the new head coach of the Highlanders, because we know exactly what they're looking for. We're going to pass that along to you, and we're going to try to find that Gruden versus Gruden interview between Frank Caliendo and the real John Gruden. That's coming up. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
I got good news. We're extending arts and crafts now.
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajalco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. Just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. Come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajalco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
time your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Hey, Russell Wilson here, and I know how important exercise is.
It's essential. It's essential.
With Play 60, United Way and the NFL are helping kids stay active and play at least 60 minutes a day.
Healthy kids, healthy kids.
But what this place needs is you. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60 because great things happen when we live united.
Donate, donate.
Are you guys going to do that every time?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
It takes 12 years to create a graduate. It takes about the same time to create a dropout. And at the end of the day, the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be you. So United Way is asking you to make a pledge. Tutor a child who needs help. Mentor a kid who needs someone on their side. Volunteer to read to children. Because when a child advances, we all advance. Be a reader, tutor or mentor, give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Take the pledge now at liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
From the Cold Star Ice Studios, it's Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM, KUBE, Riverside.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
Like an autumn wind, the Inland Sports Show blowing through the Inland Empire.
Frozen tundra.
The frozen tundras. Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're proudly brought to you by Spoiled, quick quality oil change, Ken Sporting Goods, Boost Performance Training, and Catalano Motors in Corona. We're talking about John Gruden and the comedian Frank Caliendo, who does a lot of great impressions. But the John Gruden one he did with Gruden in the same room as him, they look the same. Their mannerisms are the same. Like, even them just looking back and forth at each other, making that Chucky face, even though there's no audio to go with it, just, you know, the verbal language, it's so funny.
It is perfect.
That body language.
I admit we were laughing pretty darn hard.
Here's a little bit of John Gruden and Frank Caliendo going back and forth. The first guy who's going to talk is actually Frank Caliendo. He sounds exactly like John Gruden, but it's actually Frank Caliendo.
Things might have started out a little rocky, but I'll tell you what, after a little while, we started seeing eye to eye, man.
Let's talk about this guy. What do you see from Teddy Bridgewater, man?
Bridgewater's another junior. He's out of Miami, Florida, and he really helped turn Louisville from a basketball team to a football powerhouse.
Wait a second, you're telling me he took a bunch of basketball players and made them play football? I don't see that happening,
When you think of Louisville, what do you think of? You think of their basketball team.
I used to think of
Don't
basketball. Now I think of Teddy Bridgewater. You ever play with this coach's clicker, man?
He used the one that says play.
Play? So I press play, and
Like
it
if you want it to
plays.
go backwards,
I press rewind. It
Rewind.
actually goes back in time. Take a look at this, guys, man. Take a look at what's going on here. We're actually breaking the space-time continuum, man. Who designed the forward-backward mechanism that goes on with this thing?
Oh, man, so that's John Gruden and Frank Caliendo. We were just talking in the commercial break that now he's got 10 years, well, it's a 10-year contract at least, 10 years of material to work with if you're Frank Caliendo, because John Gruden, obviously, you know, the players play the game, and there's some superstar players on the Raiders, like Derek Carr, but now John Gruden's going to be the face of that team for a long, long time.
He's going to be the face forever. Man, they might just name the whole team after him. He's going to own that thing.
He's so funny.
$100 million.
He's again, we talked about this when they had the official press conference on Tuesday, that he's one of the guys that I'll stop what I'm doing and I'll listen. I was driving around my car. I had to stop, put some gas, and the press conference was live on the radio. And I'm like, oh, man, I got to get out of my car. I want to get back in. I want to hear what John Gruden has to say.
Does this mean you're a Raiders fan now?
Absolutely not. No, I'm a 49er fan. But my favorite player right now is Derek Carr.
How can your favorite player be Derek Carr?
My guy.
You have a guy named Garoppolo. That's just fun to say. Say it a few times.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy G.
Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo. It sounds fun. It's fun to say.
I say Jimmy Garoppolo instead of Jimmy G because, remember, I'm kind of old, but there used to be a surf company called Jimmy Z's.
I do remember Jimmy Z's. Yes, I do.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Every time I hear Jimmy G, that's what I think of Jimmy Z. T&C, Town and Country Surf, Jimmy Z, Gotcha, all those old surf brands I used to wear, Maui and Sons.
You used to wear that up north?
Oh, yeah.
In the middle of nowhere?
Hobie. Yeah.
Hey, do you guys remember wearing stubbies or OPs?
OP's a little bit. Ocean Pacific? Yeah.
They were really small, like corduroy shorts, and they'd burn your legs if you ran too fast. You'd be like, ouch. Yeah, it was great times.
So the interns would have loved it.
Yeah, the interns would have loved it, those little guys. Hey, they're back. They're nowhere to be found ever, though. Mason Jandro's back from Australia.
Hello, Mike.
Yeah, he's gained some weight. He's like 185 now, and he's still
the road to 180.
Yeah, he's still wearing those really small pants, like somebody's aunt's pants.
Yeah, you don't like the joggers.
No,
you don't like grown men in joggers.
No, it just looks stupid. Yeah, but that just looks really bad. And Cullen's not even here today to defend himself.
Oh, he's going to be here in a little bit.
He'll be wearing a polo shirt of some sort. It'll be a nautical theme or something silly. Yeah, and he'll have matching shoes with anchors on them.
The little boat shoes.
Yeah, little boat shoes.
Anchors on his button.
Yeah, he's so cute. He's a cute little guy. I love that little boy.
Hey, if Natalie calls back,
that's a love machine. That's a love making machine. I mean, wait, a love machine. Love making. I don't know if that's happening.
She's got a job. She's working hard, right? On a Friday.
I just said love making. Like, yeah, I mean, come on. I really just pushed that date pretty far.
Trying to make a love connection.
Yeah, love connection. That's what I was trying to say.
Real quick before we get to the
this is good stuff.
Job, what are the odds that Natalie calls back on Tuesday?
I'm going to be here at 2:00.
So it'll be before we go on the air.
Yeah, we're going to have Cullen in here. He's going to answer that. He's going to buy 3 printers. And then he'll go out on a date.
All right, so we talk about John Gruden,
yes.
head coach for the Oakland Raiders.
Yes.
Well, they're also looking for a head coach at UC Riverside.
They are?
Justin Bell's the interim head coach for the UCR men's basketball team, right?
Yeah.
So I stumbled upon a job profile for head men's basketball coach of the University of California, Riverside.
Where was
Just
this?
Posted.
Was this on a website?
Yeah, this is simplyhired.com.
So they're actually going out to a hiring website to try to find a head basketball coach.
Maybe it's just protocol. Maybe they think they'll find somebody. I don't know. Maybe they have to because of, again, like protocol. They got to go through certain processes.
So are there the qualifications on there, or can anybody apply?
No, so they're inviting nominations right now.
Okay, well, let's see how far. Let's see how far you and I would go.
Maybe you could qualify.
No.
Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to read it directly. I'm not making this up.
This is real. This is real. This isn't a bit. This isn't a bit written by our writers.
Neither was the Natalie, the printer copier girl. That was all real.
That was all real. Okay.
100% full-blown, real legit here on the Inland Sports
That was
Show
radio
on Fox Sports.
Gold, Jerry, gold.
The school now seeks a skilled and inspiring individual. You're out, Jeff. The school now seeks a skilled and inspiring individual to lead the men's basketball program into the future. The head men's basketball coach must be a positive, 3 strikes, Jeff, you're out, energetic leader who possesses a forward-thinking orientation and vision with the ability to recruit, teach, and motivate student athletes. Can I keep going?
Keep going. I want to see.
There's more. Okay, there's more. The head coach is primarily responsible for leading all aspects of an NCAA Division I men's basketball program, including but not limited to managing day-to-day operations, recruiting academically and athletically qualified student athletes, fostering and supporting student-athlete welfare.
No, I can't do that.
Training.
I can do that.
Developing.
I can develop.
And motivating student-athletes to perform at a maximum level.
I mean, okay.
More? You want more?
Does it say like you have to have a PhD or a
Let's
MD
see.
The
successful candidate must be able to cultivate and maintain positive and effective relationships
That's
with
just
students
saying the
and
same
parents.
stuff.
And media.
Oh, media. I got that one.
us.
I got that.
Let's see. Let me go down for a little farther. So, education requirements. You've got to have a bachelor's degree.
I'm in.
Master's degree preferred.
I have one of those.
You have a master's?
Almost. I can borrow one of my wife's 3.
Do you have the CPR, AED, and first aid certification?
I do. Jim Clover gave it to me.
Did he really?
Yes, he did.
Yesterday on the show?
No, he just my brother called in. He got one yesterday over the phone.
He did?
Yeah, he did. He asked Jim.
You must maintain NCAA certified recruiter status.
I've done
required.
that. I've done that.
You've done that?
I've done that. I've
Jeff?
passed those tests.
Okay.
So, yes, I can do that part. Yeah.
A minimum of 10 years of related experience required.
Ooh, not at the college level, but I have years and years and years of high school stuff. Does that count?
Probably.
Maybe. But see, I can't apply because I would just run the system. We'd average 100.
No defense.
No
lot
defense.
Of points.
It'd be a lot of points. That's really on a website.
Yeah, I'm just reading it. I couldn't even make this up.
I guarantee if Tim Hatch is listening, he's already applied.
He's like, that's me. They're talking about me.
Tim
they wrote that for me.
Oh, Tim. Yeah, he'll apply.
So it keeps going on and on.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sensitivity to and work experience,
no
in a cultural
sensitivity.
diverse environment, creativity, sound judgment, decision making, effective problem solver. Here's the those are like the minimum. Here's the preferred requirements. There's only 3.
Okay.
Basketball coaching experience at the NCAA Division I level.
I had a bit of that, so yes.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Where?
San Diego State. I do.
Okay.
Tim Hatch doesn't have a master's. He just sent a thing. I knew he was listening.
He's out. Head coaching experience?
Yes, I've been a head coach.
And the final preferred qualification, recruiting experience in California.
Oh, yeah, a lot of those guys. Well, when we were at RCC, we had a lot of guys from out of state, but hey, I got some California guys.
And a master's degree. That's the final one.
Okay, that's the final one.
Yeah, so if you go on simplyhired.com right now, you could apply for the UC Riverside.
I am going to apply. Position. I'm going to apply right now. I have my computer out. I'm going to do it. See if I get a call back.
It's posted 1 day ago, so it's still hot off the press.
Is it going to close? Does it say there's a closing date on there?
I don't know. Do they usually put closing
dates? Yes, they do. Kono needs a job.
Hey, Kono.
That was just wrong.
No, I don't.
He's got a master's, so.
Oh wait, you have a master's, right?
No. Kono has a master's. He could do it.
Between you and him, you guys could have the job. If you guys were a package deal, you've got the coaching experience. He's gonna have the master's degree.
I'm a little worried if Kono's even in our room right now.
There's no close. I don't see a close.
Okay, yes, we'll see.
It's got to be, one of these things like you have to do it. You have to probably post the job in several different public forums where everyone can know what's going on and what they're looking for, what the qualifications are.
Phil Jackson.
Just a formality.
Maybe they'll bring Phil Jackson in to coach the Highlanders.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Wouldn't it be cool? It'd be so sweet. Phil Jackson. He'd have his big chair like I'm sitting on right now.
He doesn't travel, though.
He doesn't have to.
Do you think he wants to go to Missoula?
He lives in Montana.
No, that's right.
That's right. He lives in Missoula.
Bad
it's
example.
like going home.
Bad example. He's like, guys, we're going to play the University of Montana like 10 times in the non-conference schedule.
We're going to play Montana State, Montana Tech, Eastern Montana. We're going to play them all.
So UCR might not get Phil Jackson, but hey, what about the University of Montana? Wouldn't that be crazy if he ended up there?
Phil Jackson. Maybe we'll get, I did hear, though, through a rumor, Jim Clemens wants the job. Jim Clemens.
NBA coach, right?
Yeah, he's not going to get it. I'm sorry, Jim Clemens. I know you were a Phil Jackson assistant, but you're not going to get the job, buddy. If you're listening, Jim Clemens.
He's probably listening right now.
Everyone listens.
All right, so that's the UCR job. Again, that's all legit. Don't call us. Don't at me on Twitter because that's all real. I was just reading it.
Yeah, it's not a fake.
Don't kill the messenger here. We're going to take a break. Coming up in about 15 minutes, we're going to have former Centennial High School quarterback Anthony Catalano live on the show.
Is he coming in?
Out of high school, I think he's going to call. He was going to try to come in studio. He's at least going to call. But out of Centennial High School, he signed with the Division I college football team. But he's transferring, and he's coming a lot closer to home. He's going to break the news on our show.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I can't wait to hear it.
So breaking news when we come back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
I started on cleanup just...
And welcome back to the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. In about 10 minutes, we'll check in with Anthony Catalano, former Centennial High School quarterback, playing college football a little bit closer to home. We got those exclusive details coming up. Right now, we're live and amplified also on the Inland Sports channel. And guys, I thought I could trust you because you're the only ones that'll give me the truth. My hair,
it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous today. Remember I told you last time I didn't because I cut my own hair?
Yeah, turn around. Let me see the back of that
thing. I must have did a bad job. I feel like I got like a duck butt or something.
Yeah, it's just mangled.
It's super curly. Like my hair is really curly.
It's like a weed whacker. Weed whacker took care of. Yeah.
So I trust you guys to give it to me straight. I'm looking at my reflection.
I think you cut a little too short. Up a little too high, if that makes sense. Like a little too high, you cut a little
Probably because I can't see it. I'm just like seriously, like a Jedi Knight. I just close my eyes and I just use the Force and I just feel.
Now, do you do like different levels, like a 2 or a 3?
I usually go 5 or 6 on top, and I go 2 on the sides. One time, I didn't know this, but my wife and my kids used it for something, and they put what? It might have been the dog. I don't know. It might have been the dog. It might have been the dog, but there was a 1. You know, like the guard on the Clippers was a 1, and I'm like, my hair's dropping on the floor, and I'm like, what is that? And I look in the mirror, and I'm like, I love the Marines, but it looks like I'm going straight into the military. I was like, whoa, what? So I went to my wife, and I'm like, who put the 1 on the Clippers? I'm like, nobody uses the Clippers. Those are my Clippers. I'm the only one that touches the Clippers. Why did you have the Clippers?
So did you shave it all down?
I did. So I had to go like a 3 on top, so it kind of looked at least kind of.
Have you ever shaved your head?
No.
You did that goofy thing for Notre Dame.
For Notre Dame, I did the ND logo, so it was only shaved like in the back and on the sides.
Yeah, you and I weren't tight back then. I probably would have forbade you to do that. I wouldn't let you do that.
I could see a duck butt right.
You
here.
Walked around with an ND in the back of your head?
Yeah, and I went to Aquinas because I forgot like it was in my head. So normally I'd wear a hat everywhere I went. Take my kids to school, go into the store, I'd wear a hat, right?
Yeah.
And I remember there's a Friday night for football, and I didn't even think about it. And I just walked out onto the field, and I'm already out there. I'm not going to walk all the way back to my car, and I just realized, dude, I don't have my hat on. So I actually went to the other sideline. I think they were playing like Western Christian from like Upland. They don't know me. So I walked over there, and I was on their sideline because I'm like, man, I really like the Aquinas guys. I don't want them to think
they were looking at you. What's that ding-dong got a big ND in the back of his head? What'd your wife say about that, honestly? Let's pull the curtain back.
No, my wife didn't say too much, but my daughter, my youngest daughter, because I used to joke with her, I'm going to take you to school and not wear a hat. And she's like, the ND stands for no daddy.
No daddy.
That's what she said, no daddy.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. So, I remember that.
It was fun. Hey, we got, let's go straight to the Inland Sports local scoreboard. Kono's got some scores from last night, right?
Yes,
of course. You still giggling about, Jeff?
Yeah,
like, is the coffee kicking in, or you're just all giggly over there?
It's just really funny. I remember you with that ND. And it was, man, I remember thinking, what a dork.
Hey, man, they went 10-0. It wasn't my fault. They went 10-0. I should have kept my mouth shut.
Headed into boys basketball, you got Miramonte League. Gary over Edgewood, 43-42.
Who's Gary?
I don't know, but I know a guy named Gary. I didn't know he played Edgewood, but
I know a guy named Gary.
I know a guy named Gary.
In the Mountain Pass League, Citrus Hill takes care of West Valley, 74-42.
Oh,
Davy Hopkins.
Davy Hopkins.
Beaumont over Talkwitz, 77-68.
That's an upset.
Yeah, because Talkwitz is one of the league favorites, and Beaumont has that guy C.J. Clemens.
Yes.
Speaking of Clemens, maybe you're talking about Clemens.
Beaumont.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah. And Hemet over San Jacinto, 64-35.
29-point win.
Tim Hatch is out in San Jacinto right now.
Yeah.
Over in the River Valley League, La Sierra takes care of Ramona, 84-63.
Oh, hey, Norman.
Norman!
You beat my old high school. Good job.
And Hillcrest had no problem with Norta Vista, 91-38.
Wow. Brian Bell
Jeff,
took a thumping.
I'll let you handle that one.
Brian Bell took a big thumping.
We only had one game over in the San Andreas League. Harupa Hills takes care of Arroyo Valley, 56-48.
Oh, okay. Arroyo Valley's getting a little better.
Take care of girls basketball. Inland Valley League, Canyon Springs over JW North, 47-39.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Yeah,
okay.
Usually North and Canyon Springs. Those are two really good girls teams.
Valley View over Rancho Verde, 89-50.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Mountain Pass League, Hemet takes care of San Jacinto, 56-51. And in the Mountain Valley League, Rubidoux over Vista Del Lago 53-20.
Oh, we do it for the dough.
In the River Valley League, Ramona takes care of La Sierra 33-31.
Hey, Coach Fletcher, right? Our boy, Coach Fletcher out there, Sacramento Kings fan.
That is a high-scoring affair right there.
And Norta Vista falls to Hillcrest 39-44.
Ooh, that's a battle.
Keala Hughes goes down to defeat.
In the San Andreas League, Arroyo Valley 86, Jurupa Hills 23.
Ooh.
Whoa, what?
No, Arroyo Valley's really good.
Didn't they beat somebody by 100 a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that was when Coach Anderson was at Rialto, right? When he was coaching the girls at Rialto.
They beat somebody by 100.
Arroyo Valley's really good. And it's not a strong San Andreas League.
All right, I'm gonna take
Over to boys soccer, Mountain Pass League, Beaumont 2, Talcowitz 1. River Valley League, Norta Vista 3, Hillcrest 1.
Yeah,
Novi's good.
Nice job. Yeah,
La Sierra 1, Ramona 0.
Oh.
And over in the Southwestern League, Great Oak 3, Temecula Valley 1. And Vista Murrieta takes care of Murrieta Mesa 3-1.
Yeah, Vista Murrieta boys soccer loves us on Twitter.
They do?
Yeah, they're always tweeting.
All right, good job, guys.
Yeah. Over in girls soccer, Inland Valley League, Riverside Poly 6, Arlington 0.
Oh, shut out.
In the Mountain Pass League, Hemet takes care of San Jacinto 4-2. Beaumont takes care of Talcowitz 1-0. And over in the Mountain Valley League, Moreno Valley ties Pacific 4-4.
High-scoring affair.
4-4.
Pacific girls went all the way to the CIF Southern Section Championship game last year.
I don't care. It's still a tie. No ties.
Southwestern League, Temecula Valley takes care of Great Oak 2-1. And Vista Murrieta takes care of Murrieta Mesa 2-0.
That's good girls soccer.
Nice
down there.
job there, Kono.
That's really good soccer. Down
That's great scoreboard there.
And one other score, Riverside Poly and Arlington boys soccer. And Jeff, I know you're going to appreciate this one. Because remember, this was like the battle for Middle Earth.
This was the twin Germans.
This was Riverside Poly versus Arlington.
Oh,
two
yes.
of the top-ranked teams, boys soccer, league rivals, 0-0 draw.
Come on.
I know you love it.
Come on.
Love it.
So you go out and play soccer for a couple hours, and you don't score, and you walk off.
Yeah. You just leave. You go home and go home.
You don't think that's goofy. You don't think that's goofy at all.
No, I do. In the playoffs, they'll keep playing. They'll go to all the way to shootout. But like in regular season league play, yeah, they'll just end it a tie.
But why would they do that? Why can't they just play like a shootout or something?
Got to get the kids back on the bus. Got to get them back home.
That's just goofy.
Yeah. But in the playoffs, they do that. In fact, I wish soccer would take on what they do like in playoff hockey in the NHL. Like they don't in the playoffs, like they don't go to a shootout. They will play all night long in the NHL, the playoffs, to find that golden goal.
Yeah, see, I like that. But I think they should do that with high school soccer. I'm tired of seeing 0-0.
You know what? I'm a soccer guy, and I don't like shootouts. I don't want to see the game come down to penalty kicks. I want to see a real goal. Somebody score me a real goal, then I'll say you're the winner. If you're going to a shootout and the game was 0-0 in regulation, and some team won 3-2 in a shootout, I'm like, all right, well, any team could have won that. It's not like a real win.
I don't get it. You guys are wacko.
All right, let's take
goofy sport. That's why nobody follows it right now, because it's goofy. Score some points.
0-0.
Come on.
I can appreciate that.
I can't.
All right, we come back here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We'll talk a little college football, high school football, and NFL, and a little history lesson as well for all the folks out there in the IE. It's about to get real.
Are we going to have our Mr. Football?
And Mr. Football in the final hour. We're still debating. We're like an hour away from naming Mr. Football in the Inland Empire for high school football, and we still don't know. That's how it's coming down to the wire. It's a photo finish, and you'll only hear it here. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I'd say that's my passion because I've done it. You know, I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, you know, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and help them reach their athletic potential, help them, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, in terms of speed, power, strength, agility.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
What, are you surprised?
I love this. Every single day, Greg plays something for me, and this is for me today. Greg?
I'll be totally honest. I don't know who is this.
Oh, come on, dude.
What?
Dude. I'm going to go punch you square in the neck.
Wait, let's wait until he finds out what it is.
How do you not know this?
I don't know. I don't know this.
Are you the dumbest human being in the world?
No.
I'm just curious. You might be. I'm going to go punch you in the neck if you don't know this.
Oh, it's Michael Jackson.
Oh, thank you. You were real close to getting punched right in the throat.
Name of the song.
Your
Adam's
apple would have been in the back of your neck, buddy.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're going to hear from Anthony Catalano, former Centennial High School quarterback, in a couple of minutes.
I can't wait.
Transferring to a college football team near you. And again, we've talked about this before. Centennial had that great run of quarterbacks. Not always the biggest guys. They were like 5'11", 6 foot. I can appreciate that.
Yeah,
right? That's my wheelhouse. But they're winners. I'd rather have a guy who wins than a guy who's like 6'6", and he's 240 pounds. Like, if you win, I just want to win.
He's Tim Tebow.
You play to win the game.
Tim Tebow.
So Anthony Catalano, Robert Weber, both on our Wall of Fame here in the Sports Studio. Hayden Gavitt before him. All these guys, they all look the same. They were all number 8. They all wore the same number.
They all wore the same number?
Yeah. It's like almost like a legacy number. They passed it on. So
wasn't there an NFL guy who wore 8? Wasn't that
Steve Young?
What was Michael Vick? What number was he?
Number 8.
No, he was 1.
Was he 1?
He was number 1.
Oh, okay, good. Well, yeah, Steve Young's okay. I like him.
Yeah, Steve Young was a good one. So Centennial had a long run of good quarterbacks. Some of them were big guys. I mean, Michael Eubank, he was a big guy. Most recently, Tanner McKee.
Is he number 8 too?
Tanner McKee was 12.
Oh, he changed it.
He did.
What a jerk.
But it's probably because Anthony Catalano was on the team wearing 8 when Tanner McKee was on the team, because McKee was behind him.
That's right. Didn't you go on a trip and just to get a picture in front of his school and send it to his dad?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
He's such a good dude, and he comes from such a great family. So we drove to Montana.
Yes, I remember
We came back through Utah. We had to stop and put gas anyways and eat lunch.
That's right.
So I told my wife and kids, I'm like, can we go find Southern Utah University? I packed one of my, because I've got a bunch, Centennial High School football shirts in my bag.
And took a picture in front of the stadium, wasn't it?
So we drove to the football stadium, and I'm rummaging through all our suitcases and bags in the back because we just came back from Montana. And I pull out my Centennial shirt, changed right there in the parking lot, ran over to the football stadium, and took a picture with the sign.
I remember that.
It was Cedar City, right?
Yes, it was.
So,
and he's coming back?
He's coming back a little bit closer to home.
Do we know where? Is he going to tell us?
He's going to tell us.
So I'm not allowed to say it then, is what I'm saying.
We'll let him say it.
Oh, come on.
We're fired up about it.
Come on, Catalano.
So
Give us a call.
Anthony Catalano.
Stop selling some cars and call.
That's his dad.
He's working for his dad, selling cars.
But he's on our Wall of Fame over here.
Is he the good-looking guy
along with Robert
over there?
Weber. In fact,
which one is he?
Oh, so Catalano has the bib on.
Yeah, because it's juicy.
Because the Pep's Juicy game. We used to have a Pep's Juicy game with the bib. That's Catalano's head on the bib over there.
All right. Well, hey, maybe we should get that while he's right on there.
Put it right on there.
Yeah, put it right on the thing.
We could use it on the screen, right? I actually got a better.
There he is.
Yeah. All right, let's go to in this case, the Catalano Motors Celebrity Hotline. It's the great Anthony Catalano, former Centennial High School quarterback. Anthony, welcome to the show. How are you today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. Sir, he came up to me once I came back home for Christmas break and asked if I wanted to come help and coach in the game, and I can never tell him no. He's done so much for me, so anytime he asks something, I got to do it, and it's just great to be around him, and I want to be a coach in the future, so learning from, in my opinion, the best coach in the country is a great experience to have.
It's almost impossible to say no to him because he's a Sith Lord, for one.
He's a big Star Wars fan, Anthony. I don't know if you know that, but
and secondly, since you're home right now and you're maybe here, I know you're here for a reason, but are you selling some cars for your dad?
No, I go up to the shop when I'm home on the weekends, hang out watching football. So it's cool that I can go down there and hang out with him while he's at work.
We're talking with Anthony Catalano, former Centennial High School quarterback. But Anthony, we wanted to have you on the show because the last time I saw you were going off to Southern Utah and playing out there in Cedar City. But now you're coming a little bit closer to home. So where are you playing your college football now?
I'll be transferring to Azusa Pacific University. So not too far from home, around all the people that got me to where I've been, that have supported me endlessly throughout my football career, and it's just I feel like it was a good move for me, both athletically, academically, and then just living the life of a college student and student athlete. So I'm excited. This is my first week of school, just finished up and had our first workout today, so it's good. I'm excited.
Yeah, I've actually interviewed Victor Santa Cruz, the head coach for APU. That guy, I mean, he's full of energy, full of passion, very excited about just coaching football and going through the process, that journey leading into the season. It seems like he's actually, enjoys the weight room and enjoys the practices and enjoys getting up early and enjoys, the recruiting trail, all those things that seem hard or difficult. It seems like he enjoys those things. What do you appreciate the most about your new head football coach in Victor Santa Cruz?
Well, we had our first team meeting yesterday, actually. He was fired up. He was straightforward, fired up, so I could appreciate that, and he brought a lot of energy to the room. So I could definitely see the passion that he has to not only coach but be where he's at the university, which is big for me because he's been there for so long. And he's proven that this is the place that he wants to be and a place that he can win at, and that was really important to me, kind of like where I came from in high school. My coach has always been there, and there's just a tradition of winning and an expectation of winning championships.
Well, Anthony, based on what you just told us, so you just had your first workout or first gathering with the team at Azusa Pacific University. So I know it's really early still in this process, but have they told you in terms of coming into the program how you fit in, if they want you to challenge for the starting job, what the depth chart might look like, or is it way too early to even get into that kind of stuff yet?
They were straightforward. They graduated a senior. He was a starter for a few years. I don't know if it was 2 or 3, but he just graduated, so it's an open competition. I think there's only 3 or 4 quarterbacks, including myself. So it's an open competition. They're just looking for me to come in and be competitive like I am and just show what I can do. I'm a different stature of quarterback than what they've had in the past, obviously, because of my height. But they know I can play, and they're going to give me a shot. So I'm just excited to get going.
Yeah, we were just talking about that before you came onto the show, that in terms of football, I just want guys who win. And I even hearkened it back to it. Maybe it's like a guy like Tim Tebow. Like they're like, oh, he doesn't throw correctly. He's not an NFL quarterback. But all Tim Tebow did was win. I want a winner. And when I look at the Centennial quarterbacks, going back to Hayden Gavitt and your boy Webb, Robert Weber, and yourself, maybe you're not Ben Roethlisberger in size, but all you guys, you all won. I want a winner. So do you play with a chip on your shoulder and trying to prove people wrong that you are a winner?
Definitely. As far as I can go back, I've always had that competitiveness, and I've always been fortunate enough to be on teams that could win and had great players around me. But I think I contributed to that a little bit, and I don't know what that it factor is, but I just happened to came out on the winning end and was fortunate enough to do that. And I just love playing football. So every time I go out there, I know I'm most likely going to be the smallest guy out there because I don't have J.J. Taylor behind me anymore. So it's definitely something that I carry around and brings a little swagger to my game and the chippiness that I have.
That was a quick little shot at J.J. Taylor. What is he, 5'6"? I don't want to sell him short. He's 5'6", maybe, around there?
Whatever he says he is, I'll agree with it because my height is kind of the same. Whatever I say, I hope someone agrees with it too, so I'll just not let him be.
You know what? But he's doing just fine at the University of Arizona. He almost had 1,000 yards on the ground for the Arizona Wildcats. So he's doing just fine there at the U of A. And another name that we brought up here was former Centennial quarterback, ya boy Webb, Robert Weber, who's now at Humboldt State. Now, did Weber graduate this year? Or does he have another year with the Lumberjacks?
No, he doesn't. So I missed him by 1 year by getting that showdown. Him and Hayden had to play against each other a couple of times, but I just missed out.
Oh, yeah, you know what? That was my next question because I wanted to see Humboldt State and Azusa Pacific go head-to-head with you and Weber battling each other. But that's okay. We'll settle for an Anthony Catalano APU team instead. But has Robert Weber, any of those former Centennial quarterbacks, given you any advice or tips on, maybe playing in this conference or joining APU or, any of those sorts of things?
Robert wasn't too happy that I was going there since they were big rivals. So he beat them a lot. I think he played them 8 times and won 5 of those games. So I think they definitely saw that a quarterback of the same stature that we are can be a winner and be just as competitive as they were in the past in this conference. So I'm excited to show that I can do it too. I'm ready to go. I'm really interested to figure out what everything's going on with the playbook and all that. So I just met with the OC and we're getting all that stuff in. So I'm going pedal to the metal. I'm just trying to get everything going.
Now, you'd mentioned you want to get into coaching after you are done with your education. Do you want to do coach high school? Do you want to coach college? What's your plans?
I haven't quite figured that out. I'm keeping both options open. So I would love to coach under Coach Logan if that ever came into fruition. I'd also looking at graduate assisting after I'm done playing. So just whatever that path when it comes, whatever one I feel best, my family feels best taking, I'll do that. But I think the high school level is just so much more about the kids and about everything. It's not as much of a business, so I do like that aspect.
Well, better yet, how about this, Anthony Catalano? How about this? So Matt Logan came out. Actually, it was the school that came out and tweeted out the fact that he's going to be at Centennial another 10 years.
You can take his job.
Yeah, I'll say, if you play your cards right, Anthony, at this pace, you could just replace Matt Logan at Centennial one day.
That might be the path that I might walk, but we'll see how it all works out. I do have a tremendous amount of respect for him. What he does with what he has is unlike any coach. Especially I've seen at the college level, is that there's a lot of coaches out there that want their players to make them look good, but he's just such a great coach that he can take any player that works hard and buys into what he's doing and make them into a star. So I definitely learned a lot from him and appreciate him very much.
We're talking with Anthony Catalano, now at Azusa Pacific University, quarterback here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Anthony, you played in the Inland Empire All-Star Classic. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
So what do you remember about that experience? I know there's practices leading up to the game. There's a big banquet, which is tonight for the guys. What do you remember about that whole experience and about the actual Inland Empire All-Star Classic that you played in?
It was great. I got to suit up back with a lot of my teammates one more time before we all went off to college, and I got to play for Coach Steinberg and learn a little bit of him, and he's had a lot of success, and they just want to see I have championships. So learned his kind of thought process on offense and calling plays. So it was good for me just to continue learning and gaining some knowledge from another type of offense.
Well, Matt Logan is the head coach for the Riverside County All-Stars in the 33rd edition of the Inland Empire All-Star Classic. Coach Logan has coached in this game 3 previous times, but this is the first time that the All-Star Classic will be at Centennial High School. So Coach Logan has the home field advantage. So is it kind of cool for you, Anthony, to kind of go back home, Centennial High School, and have the All-Star Classic there? It's kind of a homecoming, a reunion for you to be with Matt Logan, and also back in your home stadium where you had so many great games.
Yeah, it's very cool. See the new turf that they got, a little bit jealous. They got the lights back right, too. It's a little dark normally there, but now it's all bright. Now it's all bright with the new turf, and they got Nike signs all over the place now, so they've definitely stepped up what it used to be when I was there.
We're talking with Anthony Catalano here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM on the Catalano Motors Celebrity Hotline. Anthony, one final question. So you've been going through some of these practices with the Riverside County All-Stars this week. What do you think of the Riverside County guys? I'm sure you're working with the quarterbacks, and how do you think they're going to do tomorrow night?
I think they're going to be good if they take advantage of what Coach Logan's been showing them in the defense. They'll be good. They need to take some shots. They got some playmakers on the outside, and the most important thing is that they're playing such a good defense in practice that it should be a lot easier for them to handle the tempo and the way that we run our offense. So it should be fun. Hopefully score a lot of points and come out with a win.
Did you win the All-Star Classic when you played in it? Did Riverside County win?
We did. We did win late. We drove down and scored a touchdown late. So we were able to win by 3 points, and so hopefully we can keep that going.
Yeah, there's been some great games the last couple of years. The only game that was a blowout, and I keep bringing this up, is when Inland Empire played Orange County. They mixed it up.
Beat them like a drum.
Yeah, it was the 30th annual Inland Empire All-Star Classic. I think it was at Corona High School that year, and the IE destroyed Orange County. But when they went back to the traditional format, some really great games. So many great players have gone through here, and quarterback Anthony Catalano, one of those guys that's really put Inland Empire football on the map. Anthony, we appreciate the time, and we'll look for you tomorrow night on the sidelines in the 33rd Annual Inland Empire All-Star Classic.
And go sell some cars.
Thanks for having me. Look forward to seeing you.
All right, thanks, Anthony. Congrats on APU.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Azusa Pacific University quarterback Anthony Catalano, now in his own backyard. I was hoping he was going to battle Humboldt State and Robert Weber, the other Centennial quarterback who was with the Lumberjacks. I was trying to do some quick math in my head, which is never a good thing.
No.
Never works in my favor. But I was like, okay, Robert Weber, I think he graduated this year. He might have one more year. But Robert Weber, when he got up to Humboldt State, they didn't redshirt him. He started playing like right away. Yeah, so that's why his clock started, and he did his 4 years with the Lumberjacks, so he's up. But I thought he might have one more year. But
is he going to live at home, you think? Just drive up 15 to 210?
That'd be too far, I would think, right? It would drive me nuts. Driving me nuts, Jerry. Right? I mean, battling that traffic every day.
Driving you nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I had a good joke there. I'll tell you off the air.
Does it have to do with a pirate?
No, it has to be driving you nuts.
I know. Does it have to do with a pirate?
No.
Pirate ship?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Got
Something else then.
Got a steering wheel.
All right. When we come back, we got a history lesson.
Yeah, is this what you were telling me last night?
We're going to relate it to football.
How can you relate this to football?
You're going to see how we're going to relate this to football.
Is it going to come back to Mo Brady?
It might come back to Mo Brady's brother.
There we go.
So 6 degrees of Mo Brady's brother.
This was a great story. Is this what you were telling me last night?
Yeah.
I went home and told my wife, and she just said, shut up and go to bed.
Shut your face, Jeff, and go to sleep. There's always things that we talk about. There's 2 things we talked about when we left the UC Riverside basketball game, walking to our cars. One was Jeff was hanging out with the guy from Blink-182.
I'm very cool. I'm very hip.
Went to Europe
I'm
with
like
him.
a rock star.
And then the second one was this story, and Jeff was like, "That can't be true."
It's not true.
I had to get the fact checkers and our producers all over this just to make sure it was correct. But it's legit.
You shocked me. I actually looked it up and I was reading it. It was pillow talk last night. Carla Smedberg said, "Just go. Can you go to bed, please?"
You're like, "No, I'm too fired up about this."
Yeah, this is a big story.
So we will talk about the NFL playoff games coming up this weekend and a history lesson for all our friends out there in the 951 and the 909. We'll be back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajalco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
And welcome back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. We're proudly brought to you by Spoiled, Quick Quality Oil Change, Kin Sporting Goods, Boost Performance Training, and Catalano Motors in Corona. You ready to talk some NFL football?
Always, but this is the best rap song of all time right here.
Who sings this one?
This would be Young MC. He's a USC graduate. Do you know that?
No.
It's the best song of all time right here. Best rap song ever made.
Ever?
Ever. I'm getting threatening texts, by the way.
Somewhere Snoop Dogg's rolling his eyes at you, right?
I'm getting
Snoop-a-loop.
I'm getting threatening texts.
From who?
Somebody. I'm just have to beat him up.
Why? He doesn't like your hot sports takes?
He doesn't like. He wants to talk wrestling. He wants to talk about Hulk Hogan or Superfly Snuka.
Oh, professional wrestling.
I want to just. You know what? Seriously, when
I mentioned Stone Cold Steve Austin earlier in the show.
Who is your favorite wrestler of all time?
Stone Cold. I like when you hear the glass shatter. It's over. Good night.
Kono, who's your favorite wrestler?
I'm with Pep. Stone Cold.
The Texas Rattlesnake, man. You hear the glass shatter, and you're like, oh, it's over, man. Stone Cold's coming out, man. Stone Cold Stunner right now.
George the Animal Steel is my favorite of all time. Do you know who George the Animal Steel is?
You eat the turnbuckle? You're going to eat the turnbuckle? Yeah, of course I know who that is.
You don't know who George the Animal Steel is? He looks a lot like me. He's got a really hairy back. I don't have a hairy back. He's like, I can do it, man. You got to look at the video. It's great.
George the Animal Steel.
George the Animal Steel.
So there's your wrestling report.
Okay,
so tell your friend to get off your hairy back.
Yeah, he and his son are sitting in their car listening to us laughing at us.
Oh, yeah, that is Jeff.
Yeah,
That's Jeff.
Dude, you should see the way he wrestles. He's a phenomenal wrestler.
Hey, Cullen's one of our many writers and producers over here in the corner. Can you Google George the Animal Steel, find a picture of him, video, whatever, and tweet it out and say and ask people if he looks like Jeff?
You know, that's just wrong. Why is it that I mention something I love and care about, and then you just turn it around?
You guys brought it up.
Yeah,
but you're right. You're dead on. If you had a doppelganger, it would be George the Animal Steel.
I can't believe you've never seen him wrestle. It's amazing.
I came on to wrestling later in life. I was in the college dorms, and all my buddies were like, dude, it's Monday Night Raw. What are you doing? Let's go get a Slurpee and some nachos, and we're going to go watch WWE Raw. And I was like, okay, that's cool. It's a soap opera, whatever. You know, I'll go watch it. And I sat down, and I fell in love with Stone Cold. I'm like, this guy's the best. I hear the glass shatter, and I'm all fired up.
Just stop it. And then you got up milked cows.
I was milking cows before that.
That's just ridiculous.
Country music, professional wrestling. That was me. Country music.
Well, they had Double J Jeff Jarrett, though.
Jeff Jarrett, yeah.
See, for country.
Yeah, he brought out the guitar. I forget his wife or his girlfriend who used to always
come out.
She was
a babe, though.
Yeah, I remember Jeff Jarrett. Yeah, I remember all those guys.
These guys are dingalings. Straight dingalings. I'm telling you, I'm a little concerned about both of you guys. Old Kona over here talking.
It was the
nonsense.
Attitude Era.
The Attitude Era.
Have you heard of The Rock?
I do like The Rock.
Where do you think it came from?
But, what was it? Superfly Snuka. He was good. Then you had Mr.
Like
Wonderful.
80s.
You had Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect.
Who was Mr. Perfect?
I don't know. They're always blonde guys.
It was a blonde guy.
Blonde.
Slick back hair.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Heartbreak Kid, right?
No, that's Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels.
The sexy boy.
Was he sexy?
Oh, yeah, he was a sexy boy, and he'll give you some sweet chin music if you tell him otherwise.
Yeah, sweet chin music. That was
sweet chin. There it is, the Hulkamaniacs, baby.
Oh, brother. Hello, brother. No, that's Randy Macho Man Savage.
Hey, was that what his name was? It was.
Yes, remember, that's what Hulk.
Randy Macho. I am the Macho Man. I'm going to take you down.
That's pretty good.
That's a terrible Macho Man. Absolutely terrible.
Macho Man Randy Savage. I'm going to take you and get you a Slim Jim. I'm going to wrestle I'm going to wrestle a snake. And I have a wife. Well, didn't he have a wife?
Elizabeth
was so smoking hot.
I think George Animal still had a love interest with her.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, didn't Macho Man Randy Savage die?
Did he?
Well, I'm beyond the grave. Yes, he's dead.
I didn't know that because
I died.
He was on Slim Jim commercials long ago.
I died 2 years ago, Pep. My wife is now sleeping with Hulk Hogan. Did you know that? I'm haunting you from beyond the grave. Macho Man Randy Savage.
Okay, let's go back on topic. Sorry, I love talking like Macho Man.
That's all you.
Ric Flair.
Woo! Let's get to the NFL playoffs here. Here's your matchups for this weekend over in the AFC. First, it's the Titans and the Patriots, Jaguars and Steelers. In the NFC, Jaguars. Falcons and Eagles versus Saints and Vikings. So Tom Brady, and we talked about this, Jeff, before we got on the air. Tom Brady is one of 4 quarterbacks who has a ton of Super Bowl and playoff experience. So we're going to find out real quick if the NFL is a quarterback league, right?
It could be.
Because 4 teams have quarterbacks who are seasoned, who have at least been to the Super Bowl or won the whole thing. We're talking about Tom Brady with the Patriots, Ben Roethlisberger with the Steelers, who's the other guy? Matt Ryan with the Falcons, who went to the Super Bowl last year, right? They didn't win it. They collapsed, but they got there. And also Drew Brees from the Saints won the Super Bowl.
And his birthmark.
He took it all the way to the Super Bowl.
It did.
And they won the whole thing.
That birthmark during the championship parade was talking. That was a great game there. That was a fantastic game.
Who was the TV show host? Was it Ellen who tried to wipe it off?
Yeah, Ellen, and then she retired his jersey or something in the studio. That's just stupid.
She felt bad.
You're not a big Blake Bortles fan? I'm telling you, Blake Bortles is going to lead us to victory.
Nope. So here's the 4 quarterbacks. Nope. Here's the 4. They've been bad the last couple of weeks. The Jaguars have been really bad the last couple of weeks.
But they can run.
They can run the football and they can play defense. And I love defense. But they're playing the Steelers. So here's the 4 other quarterbacks who don't really have any playoff experience. We're talking about Case Keenum for the Vikings, right?
Yes.
Marcus Mariota for the Titans. Of course, your boy Blake Bortles. Right? And the other guy, it was going to be Carson Wentz, but he's injured for the Eagles, so now it's Nick Foles. So the 4 quarterbacks who have experience, you would think, are the favorites, right? Because this is a quarterback-driven league.
Yeah, I mean, but every now and then you got to have a new guy. And I'm a Mariota fan. I think Mariota's going to do some damage because I'm an Oregon Ducks fan.
But if they were anywhere else but Foxborough, they're playing at New England.
But if it's snowing or if it's really cold.
Are you picking the Titans? Are you picking against Mo Brady's brother?
I'm picking against him. I picked him last week. You
were right.
Who would Gruden pick?
Gruden would pick Mariota.
Mariota.
He would.
That guy, man.
That guy, Mariota, he can step back. He throws it in the gap. It's perfect. Yeah, I'm going to go Mariota. You're going with the New England?
I'm going with all the quarterbacks.
That's just weak.
I know.
I'll go opposite of you because I think this is not – I don't want to be the same as you. Go ahead.
I'm looking at all the matchups right now. I'm going to go with all the quarterbacks. So the Saints are home. The Saints are on the road, and the Falcons are on the road. So I think in the NFC, both the road teams win because they got the quarterbacks, and then over in the AFC, I think the home teams win. Patriots and Steelers.
You think the Steelers win?
Yeah, I do.
They are just a mess, though.
They are a mess behind the scenes.
They are a mess. Their running back, what's Le'Veon Bell?
Yeah.
He needs to seriously. He said he was going to retire if they franchise him again. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that.
He's going to make $14.8 million. He's going to turn that down and retire. How much would he make if he wasn't playing football? $14.98.
What would he be doing?
Yeah, I mean, think about it. So you're going to turn down $14.8 million? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Sign him to a year-to-year deal. If he screws up, it's a half-a-year suspension anyways. Yeah, they're just a mess.
You got this Bell drama. Antonio Brown's a knucklehead. They're saying Ben Roethlisberger doesn't even talk to the offensive coordinator.
Yeah. I'm going Jaguars.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm going with the quarterbacks.
Blake Bortles, baby. Blake Bortles. Yes.
Okay. So of all the quarterbacks, Tom Brady is the oldest of them all. 40 years old, right? And he's still young. 40 years old.
Still beautiful.
Still going strong. Still beautiful. That was Jeff.
Yeah, he is.
Still the best quarterback in the league. Probably the most valuable player in the NFL this season.
Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley could make a case.
Todd Gurley is gonna win.
Could make a case for it.
Running back, baby.
But Tom Brady is 40 years old, and he looks like he's still a young guy in his prime.
Yes.
And you think, you know what? He can't be 40 years old. So as staggering as it might be to believe that Tom Brady is 40 years old and still playing at this high level, I've got a history stat that has to do with age that will knock you off your feet even more so than Tom Brady being 40 years old.
Will it blow my mind?
Because it's gone viral. I mean, this is no secret. It's like someone just dug up this information, and then when they saw it on Twitter, it got retweeted and favorited and retweeted all over the place, and it's gone viral. And if you haven't heard it, This is what Jeff and I were talking about after the UCR basketball game, after I found out he was hanging out with Blink 182 in Europe. So John Tyler. Did anyone else in this room hear about John Tyler, our 10th president of the United States?
Do you guys know the story? Any of you guys?
No?
Come on, college boy over there. Come on.
Intern Cullen, take this back to Cal Baptist with you and tell all your friends. You'll be the life of the party.
Will. You might get a date.
You will be the life of the party with information like this.
Yeah. You might get asked to Sadie Hawkins. Somebody might ask you out.
Do they have that at CBU?
Yeah, they do.
Hawkins?
They do.
Okay, so John Tyler was the 10th president of our United States of America. The 10th. Okay? He was born in 1790.
Wow.
1790. Okay? Like 1700s. Okay?
That's
Are we all
over.
square? Do we all understand that? He's the 10th president of the United States, born in 1790. He had a son in 1853. Okay?
Yeah.
Are we all doing the math?
I saw Cullen's eyebrows just lifted.
Okay.
He's deep, knuckle deep in his computer over there.
He's taking notes. Okay. So John Tyler, born in 1790, had a son in 1853, right?
That's old.
So his son, who was born in 1853, had two sons in 1924 and 1928. So John Tyler, who was born in the 1700s, has two living grandchildren right now.
Our 10th president.
Our 10th president of the United States. Did you know that, Colin? He read it yesterday.
Oh, of course you did.
Go impress all your friends. Dude, Jeff and I were looking at each other like, how can that be? Neither of us are good at math, but we were trying to do math in our head. We're like, is that possible? Yeah, it is possible. Just like the grandkids are like in their 90s. So our 10th president.
Yeah.
Our 10th president, our country.
Grandkids.
1700s. And he has two grandkids walking and talking right now.
Yeah, I wasn't even drunk when he told me that, and I was shocked. I was like, holy cow.
So
I told my wife that. It was great.
So after the UC Riverside basketball game, we went from Blink 182, Blink 182's music, to the 10th president of the United States, born in the 1700s.
Yeah, that's crazy.
With two grandchildren still alive right now.
Man, I'm telling you. So if I have a kid when I'm 63, is that what it is?
Yep.
You could
start that cycle this year.
I could. I'm going to start
this year, but
no, I don't know if the wife will let me do that. But 63, I'm 40. Okay, I still got a lot of time before maybe I'll wait till I'm 65.
But you know who could do it? It's going to be Tom Brady. He's in such great shape, right?
Yeah.
He could wait till he's like 70 years old, pop out a couple kids, write them a note, say, hey, listen, don't have kids until you're like 60 or 70.
Yeah.
You come from good genes. Look at me. I'm the best football player of all time. My wife's a supermodel. Your mom and I are great genes. Wait till you're like 65 or 70, have kids, and then we'll beat that John Tyler. And we'll have them.
He still might be playing, though. He could be playing at 65 or 70. He really could. No?
Wouldn't that be crazy?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
See him out there throwing the pigskin. He had a human arm. Didn't the guy call in yesterday and said, what'd he say?
He's got an arm like a human. He's like, it's bad. You want to have like arm like a rocket or something like that. If you have an arm like a human, that's not a compliment. That's not a good thing.
That was Barry. I think his name was Barry. Barry was funny.
All right, so I know Tom Brady, 40 years old, probably the NFL MVP, still going strong, no end in sight. You're like, wow, man, I can't believe he's 40 and still doing that. Hey, he's no John Tyler, right?
He is no
John Tyler. John Tyler was born in the 1700s. He's got two grandkids. You can go look at him in their eyes.
The bicentennial almost, for gosh sakes.
I guess John Tyler, I think he lived in Virginia. I read some long story about it, but one of his grandsons lived in the house that he had. And they still give tours of it. And the grandson said he usually, he's not around when they give the tours, but if there's a young group of ladies, he comes down and gives the tour for the young ladies. So he's still got game.
Well, he wants to make a baby.
Well, he's
going to have the bloodlines. He'll have a great-great-grandkid, and it'll only be like a little kid right now. That's even weirder. In their 90s having kids. I would do it. Just for the sake, because it's a cool story.
Man, you'll be all over Twitter. One day, you'll be long gone.
I will have made it.
About you.
I will have made it when I'm on Twitter.
They'll be like, hear about that Jeff Gorham guy? You won't believe this.
He had a baby when he was 90, and he died like 3 years earlier.
John Tyler's looking down saying, man, they're talking about me on sports talk radio. Who would have thunk,
God, Fridays.
He was the 10th president of the United States.
That is
He was
crazy.
born in the 1700s. Like, our country was just founded. Like, it was barely founded.
I know. 10th president.
His son was born to see the Civil War. You know what I mean? And then his grandsons were born to see the World Wars.
I know.
I just keep wrapping my brain around that. I'm like, it's unbelievable.
Mind blown. Yeah, you were pretty impressed last night.
It
we
was.
were walking to the car.
I'm like, oh, you went to Europe with Blink-182. That's cool. But did you hear about John Tyler? He was born in the 1700s.
You know, I was expecting we were going to do our normal hug goodbye and, give each other a noogie and say, hey, good job. Good job tonight, guy. Good job. But no, he blew my mind. Then I went home and got yelled at because of him. I did. I
told your wife, and she wasn't impressed.
Well, she was been asleep for an hour and a half. But I mean,
hey, wake up! You won't believe this.
You won't believe
that's exactly of the United States.
Yeah, I woke her up. She was really mad, but man, it was really a good story, though.
So again, pulling the curtain back a little bit for the Inland Sports Show. That's what Jeff and I talk about after the UCR games.
Yeah.
What are you going to eat? What are you going to get for dinner? What do you think of Blink-182? And did you hear about John Tyler, our president?
Yeah, that's true. Either that or I call you on the way home because I have a long drive sometimes.
Like we don't see each other enough.
Yeah, I'll call you. I say, hey, Pep, what are you doing? You just saw me, Jeff.
I just saw you, dude. I'm in the car. Like I just saw you 10 minutes ago.
What are you doing? That's
Jeff,
what I said.
Let's be honest real quick.
Okay.
So there's been several times we've been on the phone, and I talk to you more than my wife, and I almost end the phone call with, all right, man, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay, I love you. Bye. Like, seriously. I've almost said that to you several times because I talk to you more than my wife. And I'm so used to talking to my wife, but now you've taken that role.
Hey, let's pull the curtain even further back. Pep, I got something to tell you. I love you, too.
But I do. I've been on the phone. I'm like, okay, yeah. We'll get that guest tomorrow. Yeah, I'm good for UCR tomorrow. Okay, all right, see you. I love you. Bye.
I'm going to tape it. It's going to come out. It's going to be on the show one day.
One more NFL note before we hit the break. Chargers versus Titans in London in 2018. So there's going to be 3 NFL games across the pond once again. And the Chargers, lucky them, they're one of the teams that gets to go to, I think it's Wembley Stadium. There's 2 in Wembley and 1 in Tottenham Stadium. I think the one in Wembley, London. So Chargers, Titans.
In London, England.
So I wonder what the end game is. Do they want to put a franchise over there, just trying to spread the brand?
Well, they say they're going to, but they never do. I mean, it's...
First, let's conquer Azteca Stadium in La Ciudad de Mexico, mi gente. Sí. Oh, yeah. Sí, por supuesto. Mexicanos.
Where did that come from?
NFL.
Dude, you're half Jewish. You were half Jewish, half Mexican, and that was the most Mexican I've ever seen you. That was pretty impressive.
It's really true.
That was very impressive.
Yeah.
I liked it.
So.
I love you.
I love you too. Bye. When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We will go over the finalists one more time for Mr. Football, and we will announce the Mr. Football winner in the Inland Empire. I know everyone is on the edge of their seats, and it's really, really happening when we come back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
My apologies.
Inland Empire sports fans turn to the Inland Sports Show.
So you talk to the radio?
On Fox Sports IE 1350 for breaking news.
kids.
To get involved, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Donate.
Are you guys going to do that every time?
Yes, of course.
Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Thumper, what did your father tell you this morning? If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Cora.
Welcome back to the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're proudly brought to you by Spoiled, quick quality oil change, Ken Sporting Goods, Boost Performance Training, and Catalano Motors in Corona. What are you rocking out to, Jeff?
This is Oingo Boingo. I saw these guys in concert once. I took a girl there. It was on Halloween. I saw Oingo Boingo, and I really thought I was going to get some lip action and like kiss her and stuff. I was like, she was really good looking. I bought these tickets. They were I was like working at a movie theater and wasn't making much money. Spent all my money on these tickets. I take her to the Irvine Meadows, and you're at a concert. I kind of put her in front of me, and I was kind of put my hands on her shoulders and. And then try to
getting cozy.
Yeah, and then she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "What do you mean?" I said, I was trying to like kiss you. And she goes, "I just wanted to come see the band."
Oh,
she shut me down.
Wanted a free concert.
Yeah, she was really good looking. It was the first time anybody really had turned me down. I was really mad. I wasted a lot of money. I took her to dinner.
You were working so hard at the movies to take her to the big concert.
I borrowed my parents' car. It was a good time. Ended up being just a rotten night because I really thought she was hot. She was pretty. Ann Akers.
And she shut you down.
Shut me down, Ann Akers. Ann Akers, if you're out there, you should have kissed these supple lips. I have great lips.
Ann Akers?
Ann Akers. Yeah, she was really pretty. She was tall, too. Jerk. She really is. She was a jerk. She should have kissed me that night.
She should have told you in advance before you bought those expensive tickets.
Oh, she should have just kissed me. She should have sucked it up and just kissed me, just for the heck of it. Jerk. Okay, let's go to some real stuff. This is Friday, and I know we're acting just goofy, but I want to know who. Are we going to the finalists now?
Let's do the finalists here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We've been talking about it the last 2 weeks as we have been building up to the 33rd annual Inland Empire All-Star Classic. It's the biggest game in history. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at Centennial High School as the Riverside County All-Stars will take on the very best from San Bernardino County. So as we lead into the All-Star Classic, we wanted to salute and celebrate some of the top players from around the Inland Empire, and the very best would be announced as our Mr. Football in the Inland Empire right here on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Jeff, there's a lot of great candidates. We narrowed it down to 11 finalists.
We did, and I'm looking through this list. We have guys that are already in college from this list. They're already enrolled and at a university playing football. So, yeah, I mean, it's an incredible list. Some guys that, didn't make the list might be like linemen.
Defensive players.
See, this is the glam. This is the glam award. It's a glamorous one.
Because, again, it's kind of like the Heisman Trophy, right?
Yes.
For the Heisman Trophy, you see the finalists. They're all sitting up there on the stage in their fancy suits and their big smiles. Yeah. It's always the quarterbacks, the running backs, and they might mix in a receiver, right?
Occasionally, yeah.
You rarely see an O-lineman. It barely happens. Or a defensive football player. It's the quarterbacks, it's the running backs, and maybe a receiver in there.
Yeah.
So we kind of took the same premise. Don't get me wrong. We love the O-linemen. They make the world go round, the offensive line.
Yeah, because they're big, and they're tougher than we are.
We love the big guys. And Jeff doesn't, but I appreciate defense.
Yeah, I do not. So that's why everybody on this list is an offensive guy.
But if you look at our list, again, bunch of quarterbacks and running backs, and we sprinkled in a receiver or two, just like the Heisman Trophy
Yes, we
award,
did.
Right?
Yep.
So, Jeff, why don't you handle the honors? Here's the 11 finalists for Mr. Football here in the Inland Empire.
Out of Marietta Valley, the quarterback, Hank Bachmeyer Jr. Out another receiver out of Marietta Valley, the state record holder in touchdowns, Marquise Spiker. And from Heritage High School, running back Sherrod White. Paloma Valley quarterback, my favorite player of all time, Chance Nolan. And from the state finalist, Cajon High School, we have the quarterback with the unreal numbers, Jaden Daniels, and the receiver for Cajon, Darren Jones. Then we have the great quarterback out of Centennial, Tanner McKee. Aquinas running back, St. Brandon Rankins, the all-time leader in yards in the city of San Bernardino. Citrus Hill quarterback, Jonathan Jefferson. Kaiser running back, Tyler Algier. And Norco running back, Travis Dye.
So some really good high school football players.
Good dudes.
This is what makes it so tough, because you could give this award to any of those 11 guys and no one would make a peep.
Nope.
Be like, no, I understand why you did that. They're really good. They had really good seasons on really good teams. You know what I mean? Like, none of these teams, it's like they're all going to the postseason. They won league titles. They won CIF titles. They did all these things. So you could make a case for any of these 11 guys. At the end of the day, we won't say who the 3 were, but we kind of narrowed it down to 3. We took those 11, we pared it down to 3.
Yes.
And then it got really tough. We locked ourselves in a room.
We fought.
We wrestled. We had some very complicated scientific and mathematic. What?
And we ate.
And we ate.
And then we fought some more.
Food with our mathematical formulas and equations.
Always food.
We had some beacons and Bunsen burners going. We had this very complicated science experiment. And
yes, we did.
And then we introduced the Inland Sports supercomputer.
Beep, boop, beep, boop, boop.
So after those 3, we narrowed it down to 1. Actually, I said we should put it down to 2.
Yes.
And I won't even say the 2 because I want the other guy to feel bad.
Yeah, you don't want to say
because he was so close.
Yes.
It was really close.
Yes.
But then from those 2, we had to hunker down and we had to pick 1.
Would you like me to get you the envelope?
Yeah, here, I'll open the envelope live on the air. All right, can you pass it over to me, Jeff? Unless you want to announce it. Do you want to announce it?
No.
Are you sure?
Your name is on your shirt, for gosh sakes.
You know who put my name on this shirt? Who put my name on this shirt?
I do.
Jeff did, not me.
Yeah.
Jeff put my name on this shirt.
No, it wasn't me. I put it. Here we go.
So here's the envelope. I know everyone's like in their car right now or at home watching this live on the channel.
The 11 guys are all sitting there going, they have their families around. They're like, this is great. I'm going to win.
My life will not get any better than this moment.
I'm going to win right now.
So Mr. Football in the Inland Empire for the 2017 season
is
Cajon quarterback Jaden Daniels.
Woo! Nice job, Jaden Daniels. Come on.
Time quarterback.
Wow.
He's only a junior.
He is? We have to see that guy again?
We got to see him again.
We got to give him, maybe have to give him another award next year?
He could be back-to-back
Holy cow.
Mr. Football winner. So congratulations to Jaden Daniels from Cajon High School. He is Mr. Football in the Inland Empire, and he's only a junior. He had such a fantastic season leading Cajon High School to the CIF Southern Section Division IV title that now the college offers are all rolling in. I follow him on Twitter and Instagram. In fact, I saw him the other night at the Cajon basketball game. He was hanging out watching some of his teammates.
He doesn't play basketball?
Does not play basketball. Why do you have to play basketball when you're Mr. Football, Jeff? He's Mr. Football, not Mr. Basketball.
We could maybe you'd be Mr. Basketball too.
But he's getting offers from Arizona State, Oregon, Syracuse, Florida State. They're all rolling in now for Mr. Football in the IE.
He's going to go somewhere big.
So right now we're going to go to the Inland Sports Update Desk. Intern Cullen has the final stats for quarterback Jaden Daniels. His junior season at Cajon as he won a CIF Southern Section Championship and led the Cowboys all the way to the Division II AA state title game in Sacramento. Cullen?
Started off on the ground. Daniels rushed for over 1,200 yards and 15 touchdowns, and that's just rushing. So passing, over 5,000 passing yards, 62 passing touchdowns, and here's what gets me, only 5 interceptions.
5?
Hold on, I'm going to write this down. I'm taking notes. Okay, so 1,200 yards on the ground.
1,200 yards on the ground.
15 rushing touchdowns. Okay. All right, and then through the air he had, what, 5,000?
5,000 passing yards.
5,000 passing yards, and how many passing touchdowns?
62.
I'm writing these down. I'm taking very studious notes, and only 5 interceptions, which might be the most staggering stat. Like, you could look at Tom Brady's numbers. I don't know what they are. Maybe like 30 and 8. I'm going to guess something like that. Maybe 30 and 8, 30 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Jaden Daniels, 62 touchdowns through the air and only 5 picks. 62. Oh, yeah, not to mention he's a 1,000-yard rusher, 1,200 yards on the ground, and another 15 touchdowns. So total touchdowns, Jeff, for Jaden Daniels this season, 77 touchdowns.
That's a lot of
That's
touchdowns.
ridiculous. Like, how do you not pick this guy?
You can't. And I will say this. He's played in over 40 games as a junior. He's going to play in over 50 games, maybe close to 60 games by the time he's a senior in high school.
It's unbelievable. I still remember, this is a true story. We went to the Southwest County passing tournament at Paloma Valley High School. It was the summer going into Jaden Daniels' freshman season. And Cajon already had a quarterback who had started last season. He was coming back, and head coach Nick Rogers was out there, and that returning quarterback was not at the passing tournament. And I thought, oh, man, Cajon's going to struggle in the 7-on-7. There's some really good teams out there. I think Vista Murrieta was there, Norco, Great Oak. There's some good teams at the 7-on-7, the Southwest County passing tournament. And I still remember to this day, I went up to head coach Nick Rogers and said, man, your quarterback's not here. How do you think you guys are going to do? Who's your backup? Who do you got? And he's like, oh, I got this one guy. He was our backup. He's going to see some time. But I got a new kid. He's going to be a freshman. He's like, I'm going to put him in there. He's going to be pretty good. I thought, oh, okay, I don't know who that kid's going to be. That kid was Jaden Daniels. And 3 years later, he's a 3-year starter at Cajon, starting as a freshman, still has his senior year in front of him with the Cowboys, and coming off a season like that. What do you do for an encore? And he still has his favorite target, Darren Jones, who was also a finalist for Mr. Football. Darren Jones is coming back. He led the state in receiving. Cajon's going to be good again.
Yeah, and they just have so many athletes at Cajon. Just at all the levels. I'm sure there's guys a lot like Centennial. They're just going to replace guys with more dudes.
So now, Jeff, we're going to present Jaden Daniels with the Mr. Football trophy next week, right?
Next week he will come in. We will give him a trophy. We'll do a photo op. We will parade him around the studio here. We'll hoist him on our shoulders.
That's your job.
And then
Jeff the Animal Steel.
and then we will. But no, it'd be nice to get him in studio and talk to him, get a nice picture, and get him on our website and get him a sundae. Give him some pizza or something.
Pulled pork pizza.
We had pulled pork pizza today. It was fantastic.
That's
Thanks,
why I'm so thirsty. I had to go get some water in the break. I'm really thirsty.
It was great pizza.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Jaden Daniels, Mr. Football in the Inland Empire. In fact, congratulations to every one of our finalists, the 11 guys on our list, because, again, it really was a banner year for high school football in the Inland Empire. We had a number of different teams make deep playoff runs, including Centennial and Heritage, who each went to the semifinals in their division, as did Paloma Valley in Division 5. Murrieta Valley had a great season, but remember, Murrieta Valley was in Division 2 last year, went to the finals. This year they got bumped up to Division 1. They went to the quarterfinals where they ran into Centennial, which is never usually a good thing when you have to play against Centennial and Matt Logan in the postseason.
Yeah.
So it was a really good year for football. And again, we had some crazy numbers this year in terms of stats for these guys. Another one like Sir Brandon Rankins capped off an incredible high school career at Aquinas High School. He's going to leave Aquinas as the school's single-season record holder for rushing yards, career rushing yards, the San Bernardino County King, and number 2 all-time in the Inland Empire. So when you look at his whole body of work,
pretty darn good.
You're not going to see another Brandon Rankins, Saint Brandon Rankins, for a long, long time.
No, and you can talk about a guy out in the Southwestern League at Murrieta Valley, Marquise Spiker, who broke the state record in touchdowns.
More touchdown catches than anybody in the history of California.
And you got guys like Travis Dye, who's already enrolled in college football.
All right, the Oregon Ducks with his brother. Travis Dye is up there with Troy Dye. And we talked about Tony Dye coaching at SBVC.
Yeah, you can go just down the list. You got Tanner McKee, who everybody's recruiting, probably the best quarterback in the country. So he's going to go on a mission and come back and play for someone. And then you got guys like Jonathan Jefferson, who's just a phenomenal athlete that comes in really as a running back and takes over the quarterback reins at Citrus Hill and does a great job. So all around, every one of these guys are worthy of being Mr. Football. We just had one that had video game stats, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was tough. But at the end of the day, we were looking for a team who won a championship, and nobody got farther than Cajon. They
Nope,
were the
they sure
last team standing at the end of the day, going all the way to the CIF state championship game in Sacramento against the Serra Padres. And to even get that far and be the only team, that would have went a long ways in terms of giving it to a guy from Cajon High School. Yep. And then you look at his stats, and you're like, these cannot be real. Like, it's just 77 total touchdowns.
That's a lot.
77, that's crazy.
Just think of it this way. If you play a 10-game season, you score 70 touchdowns. That's averaging. You know how many that's averaging in 10 games? Just 7, right?
7, yeah.
That's 7 touchdowns a game he was responsible for in 10 games. And he had 77 for the year.
It's unbelievable.
So he averaged over 7 touchdowns a game.
Yeah.
Mind blown right there. He's responsible.
They did have a long season because they went to state. So it was a total of 16 games. But even if you divide that by 16
it's still 7. It's 7.1 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So congratulations to junior quarterback Jaden Daniels out of Cajon High School. He is Mr. Football here in the Inland Empire and the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. So, Jaden, I know you're listening. We're going to reach out to you. We'll schedule time for you to get in here with the trophy, and we'll interview you live on the air. It's a big deal. He's only a junior, so I'm not expecting to see him at the Inland Empire All-Star Classic tomorrow night because it's only for the top seniors. We'll see him next year in the game. So we'll get a hold of him and get him here in the Inland Sports Studio and break it down with the Cajon Cowboys. I know a lot of people in the circles I travel still talking about Cajon's season. And they're like, man, I can't believe how good Cajon is, man. They won CIF. They went to the state finals. And I think there's a lot of people that are proud that Cajon kind of carried that Inland Empire flag all the way to Sacramento, representing the IE. Because, again, when you look at our area for high school football, I'll put it up against anybody.
Yeah.
Orange County, I don't care. Texas, Florida. There's so much good high school football here. And Jaden Daniels, our poster boy this year for the Inland Sports Show, about just super talented on a great team and a great kid.
Smart kid, can write his own ticket in life. So good job there to Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, and if you follow him on social media, you can see the offers are rolling in. Florida State, Syracuse, Oregon. I mean, they're going to pile up now, and Jaden Daniels is going to have a big decision to make. So, all right, when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM, we'll talk a little more college football. We'll talk about the Inland Empire All-Star Classic and a little bit more from that UCR game last night as the Highlanders were right there. They were that close from knocking off a tournament team from last year, UC Davis. They went to the big dance, and UCR had them on the ropes last night at SRC Arena.
They did. Good thing is they have 2 more home games before they go back out on the road.
And we will play you the sound from the broadcast last night. Really the decisive 2 possessions, right, Jeff? That changed the game.
A possible 5-point play. It was a 4-point play, but still just a tough break for the Highlanders.
We'll be right back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
They never stay home and they're always alone. Even with someone they love. Fight for your right to vote.
So how you guys doing? My name is Coach Ray Bass. We're here at the Boost Performance Center today, and here with the one and only Pep Fernandez, and we're going to go over a real basic vertical jump. All right, we're going to teach you guys the technique and its progression. This is a great drill for really any sports. Really emphasizes pure power production through the hips, and power is really important for basically any type of athlete, whether you're a football player, track, soccer, basketball. You know, we all want to be powerful, strong athletes. So we're going to go over that today. All right, so first things first, I'm going to have Jacob go ahead and stand with his feet underneath his hips. So you want to have your toes pointed forward. You want your feet to be about hip width, all right? He's going to have his shoulders flexed, all right, in front of his body. So his arms up in front. Okay, now, the most important part here is what's called a counter movement. And what that is all right, I'm going to throw my shoulders back into extension, all right? I'm going to flex my hips, all right? So the shoulders are going to be flexed, and the hips are going to, the shoulders are going to be extended, and the hips are going to be flexed, all right? And then we follow that up with shoulder flexion and hip extension. It's got to be really fast, all right? So right now, I'm just going to show you the first phase of that. So Jacob, I want you to drop your hips into flexion. I want you to throw your arms back into extension when I say go. Ready? Yep. Right there. So come up. That's the most important movement there. So after that, it's the landing. All right. So we want to get as high as we can. As I go up, I want to extend through my hips, through my knees, on my toes pointed up. And when we land, I'm going to land back into that hip flexion, arms extended, and I want to stick the landing. All right. So we're going to go over it now. So now we're going to actually jump here, Jacob. I want to see that counter movement. Go ahead and walk a little bit closer to the hurdle here. We're going to extend on the way up. As we elevate, extend through the hips and the knees. Stick the landing, throw the arms into extension. Here we go. Ready? On you.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education. Learn more at hsf.net. Brought to you by the Hispanic Scholarship Fund and the Ad Council.
When I close my eyes, I see this thing. It's like this big sign. And the name is in like bright blue neon lights with like purple outline. And this name is just so bright and so sharp that the sign, it just blows up because the name is just so powerful.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
Mr. Jam, Jeff?
No, not this one. I'm sorry.
I thought you were going to say, you know, the guy who plays the violin on this.
Wait, is this Coldplay?
We rafted down the Amazon River.
The
Verve. You would not believe this.
You know, I got a story about the Verve.
You know, the guy who plays the violin for this, so.
You know, I've met Michael Jackson. We'll go over that one other day. And I
played Michael Jordan.
I played against Michael Jordan, but I did meet Michael Jackson, and I think I made him uncomfortable. We'll talk about that another day.
That's really saying something.
Yeah, I did. Maynard from Tool. I didn't even know who Tool was until I met him, and Mark Hoppus. That's really about the only one I think of. I got a friend named Zervando who has a CD.
And I do a show with Pep.
And I do a show with Pep Fernandez.
So when you go other places, whose name drop do you do first? Is it Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, John Ramey, Pep Fernandez? Who do you?
Well, John Ramey's my favorite musician. But no, I always, if I'm going to name drop, and I'm not like Tim Hatch. So somebody, no joke, somebody asked me yesterday, they go, hey, if you tally the number of name drops Tim Hatch gives you, let me know if it, and they were like, what's the over-under? And I'm going to say it was 2 coaches that were mentioning this. And I said, I don't know. And he goes, I bet you it's going to be 50. I said,
well, that sounds like a lot.
That's a lot. Because, well, Tim can name drop better than anyone I've ever met. I just happen to have these great little stories. And I don't know how they happen. It just happens.
Hey, can I give a quick shout out?
To who?
Brian Silva.
I love Brian Silva. We do. We love that guy.
We do. He's the sports information director now at the College of the Desert out in Palm Desert.
COD.
He was at San Bernardino Valley
SBVC.
College. He's a Riverside guy.
UC Riverside.
And is it Ramona? I think he's a Ramona guy.
And maybe a North Vista guy too. He's all over the place. He's everywhere.
I walked into the station yesterday, and there was an envelope waiting for me, and I was like, "Oh man, money's rolling in now. The Inland Sports Show now we're big time." But no, Brian Silva was kind enough to send in an envelope, and it had a New York Mets sticker logo in there.
Wow.
It's on the wall of fame.
So he likes bottom feeders too.
No, you. Actually, I was going to say. So he said, basically, I'm the only Mets fan that he knows. He's like, hey, I got this Mets logo. I was like, I don't know what to do with it. You're like the only guy I know that even likes the Mets.
You're the only guy anywhere that likes the Mets.
So, but he did say, I truly enjoy the Daily Show. You guys work hard and have a great deal of fun. You are the only Mets fan I know, so I wanted to make sure the sticker went to a good home.
And I'm going to say this.
Thank you, Brian Silva.
I'm going to say this. There's a couple people that I've met in this last year, and I've known Brian Silva for a while, but I'm going to say this. A couple people that you meet and you talk to, and they shock you how nice they are. You got Chris Chaddick. About ready to have a baby.
Defensive coordinator, Carter High School.
One of the nicest people I've ever met in my life.
He didn't like you at first, though, remember?
No, he hated me.
Yeah, he thought you were a jerk.
I guess I fooled him. Yeah. No, I mean, and Brian Silva's one of those guys that's always been around and followed us and always been very supportive. Just a great, solid.
And helpful for our show. He's got us some guests in the past.
Solid dude.
Yeah. So, yeah, Cullen tweeted out some Jeff the Animal Steel video.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm going to punch him right after the show. I'm going to go George the Animal Steel. I'm taking off my shirt. I'm going to sweat on him.
Yeah, he would
move pretty quick, Jeff.
Wait, was he fighting the Macho Man?
Yeah,
the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
All right, coming up on Monday, it's a big day. It's a holiday. It's Martin Luther King Day, which is awesome.
I get to sleep in.
You do get to sleep in. You got school off. Yeah. But it's also a big day because it's the final day that underclassmen from college football can declare for the NFL draft.
Ooh.
So remember, we had Nate Metters on the show, UCLA defensive back and former San Gorgonio High School star. Had not made his decision yet. Still has not. So we're just days away from Monday, which is the deadline. And Nate Metters is still thinking about it, whether he goes back to UCLA, play another season with Chip Kelly, or put his name in the NFL draft.
Can he call us on Monday and let us know?
You might have to hit him up.
Come on, he's your buddy.
Yeah.
Hey,
he is my buddy.
I don't know him, but he sounds like a really nice guy.
But he had a great season. You look at his stats, and they might not be like Jaden Daniels' stats, where he's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he had like 20 interceptions, because quarterbacks just don't throw his way. You know what I mean? Like, that's a good thing. Like, if he doesn't have a lot of stats, it's because the quarterback's like, okay, Nate Metters is over here. I'm going the opposite way.
He had the longest streak in the Pac-12 this year of having somebody not score on him when they threw to his guy.
Oh, he's legit, man.
Yeah.
He's shut down. It's Metters Island when he's out there.
I think he was second in the country behind a guy from the Big Ten. I think somebody from Ohio State, I think they were talking about. But, yeah, what a true stud. We have other guys, though.
Yeah, well, Metters is a great guy. He's got to make his decision by Monday. But a couple other guys who are seniors that we're hoping to hear in the NFL draft. And these are guys that we're going to keep an eye on as we get closer to April. I know it seems like a light year away, but, we've got the Senior Bowl coming up. They're going to have their pro days coming up, combine, all those sorts of things will unfold in the next couple of months as we get to the NFL draft. But just a couple local guys, we'll just toss their names out there.
Can I say the first guy?
Yeah, go for it.
Kylie Fitz!
Kylie Fitz out of the University of Utah and Redlands East Valley High School. We also have Marcus Baugh out of North High School and the Ohio State. Vianney Talamaivao, Centennial High School, and also USC. Jamal Morrow, Heritage High School, Washington State Cougars running back, and Darius Allensworth, defensive back, Cal Golden Bears, also out of Heritage. So those are just some of the guys we're keeping an eye on. And, of course, Nate Metters is the only one that's got to make a decision soon because he's only a junior. So he can come out to the NFL draft if he wants to, but he's got to decide by Monday.
Kylie Fitz.
Kylie Fitz.
Kylie Fitz.
So if anything goes down with Nate Metters, we'll let you know coming up on Monday on a very special holiday edition of the Inland Sports Show. Right?
I'm excited. I'm going to sleep in. I'm going to come in. I'm going to be...
You're going to be all refreshed?
I am going to be... this Friday, I'm struggling right now. I'm going to go home. I'm going to take a big nap.
It's a battle.
It is a battle.
All right.
6 weeks of battling.
It is a battle because we were up late last night. UCR and UC Davis going deep into the night. It was a TV game. It was long. It was close. Jeff was awake for part of it, so that was good. UC Riverside led for a majority of the game.
30 minutes, my friend.
They led at halftime. They led for 30 minutes. They had Davis on the ropes.
They had a 10-point lead. They gave up a 15-point deficit. They were down 5, and they go back up 6 and then give it away at the end. And they gave it away on a weird couple of possessions.
Yeah, so they made a basket to cut Davis's lead down to 2. So the Aggies were only leading by 2 points. UCR was in desperate need to get a defensive stop, get the basketball back with a chance to tie it or take the lead, and then this happened for UC Davis.
You can come up with a steal. Shorts has it for the Aggies. Works around Sylvester. That's a little tricky. He's got 4 personal fouls. Schneider to Shorts into the corner. Onyebalu. Shorts into the high post. Manecki loses control of it, goes out of bounds. Somehow they keep it in. Shorts 3, and he hits it. It looked like a broken play, and Shorts hit a triple. 68-63, Davis. Just unfortunate for UC Riverside, and a steal by Schneider. Schneider finishes on the other end, the steal and the deal. 70-63, so in 2 possessions, it's quickly unraveled for the Highlanders.
Hey, thanks for chipping in there, Jeff.
Oh man, I was watching. You were
enjoying the game.
I was just,
How can you watch with your eyes closed?
I was really sleepy. Because, man, I'll tell you what, I was watching. I was riveting. There was a couple people, though, that were in the bleachers that I was keeping an eye on. They were shifty looking. Shifty. I was trying to protect beady eyes and shifty. So I was worried. I was worried for Pep's safety, so I was protecting him during that time.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
There you go.
Because it looked like you were sleeping and eating my M&M's.
No, I wasn't sleeping. I was just dozing.
It was a great game. UCR had them right there, and then those 2 possessions by the Aggies put the game away. They closed the game on a 15-5 run to get the win. Once again, the final score last night, Davis won 75-65.
How nice was that dunk by Shima Monecki?
He's good. One-handed, alley-oop.
Over everybody.
Yeah,
they threw
over everybody,
They threw a lob up to this guy, and he was elbow high on the rim and just jumped over everybody. And he had a funny headband on, and he wore goggles.
Yeah, but he's good, man.
Really.
He can wear whatever he wants.
Yeah, he's a tough guy.
Like we said, is he good? Yeah, and he hit all his averages in terms of points and rebounds right around 20 and 11.
Yeah.
But he didn't necessarily take over the game.
No, and he didn't. I thought UCR did a pretty good job against him. I thought that they had a good game plan going into the game. They kept it going. They ran that 3-2 zone. They played great man-to-man early. Just to kind of get them that lead, they played really hard. They talked and did everything they were supposed to.
Dikembe Martin played 38 of the 40 minutes, so he played almost the entire game. He led the way for UCR with 19 points in 38 minutes of work. When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM, we'll talk about the 33rd Annual Inland Empire All-Star Classic one more time, and we'll get you set for another big week of inland sports beginning on Monday. We'll be right back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
I've studied the human mind. I've learned how to...
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajelco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the Crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Feeling good. I walk around the corner, man woke up, hit me in my chest, right? I fall on the ground, right? And I look up, it's Dr. Martin Luther King. I said, Dr. King. He said, oops, I thought you were somebody else. Oh, man, you lying.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Cora.
Cowboys ain't easy to love and they're hard to hold.
Oh, yeah.
What is wrong with you?
It's Waylon Jennings, man. Remember Dukes of Hazzard? The Duke song? Just the good old boys.
I didn't watch that crap.
No, we love Cowboys because our Mr. Football this year is a Cowboy. A Cajon Cowboy. It's quarterback Jaden Daniels. Congratulations. He is Mr. Football in the Inland Empire this season.
And he can throw a football right over that mountain like Uncle Rico.
Uncle Rico style.
Uncle
Jaden Daniels.
Uncle Jaden. That's what they're going to be saying someday.
Yeah, and only a junior.
That's my uncle.
He can go back to back.
Uncle Jaden. I could throw a football over a mountain when I was in high school. I could throw it 5,000 yards.
And 1,200 on the ground. So he can go throw it over the mountain, then he can run and go get it.
Okay, wait, so 500 and 1,200, that's 1,600, right?
6,200 yards.
Okay, wait, hold on real fast. 6,200 yards. I'm going to do an Uncle Rico stat for you here.
All right.
60, okay, as you're doing that, hold on. 6,200.
Let me remind everyone, as
Times
Jeff's
3.
doing math, this might take a little bit, but the 33rd Annual Inland Empire All-Star Classic is coming up. It's tomorrow night, and it's going to be at Centennial High School, 7 o'clock kickoff. I hope everyone can come out there. Let's pack the place. The weather is going to be absolutely perfect. Nice and warm. The sun's going to be out, and the field's going to be full of just the top high school football seniors in the IE. You can see Matt Logan, Centennial head coach, on his home field going against Nick Matheny from Summit and the San Bernardino County All-Stars. Again, 7 o'clock, Centennial High School, tomorrow night, 33rd Annual Inland Empire All-Star Classic. You can also watch it live on Riverside TV and all of their online platforms, including Facebook and YouTube.
Did you know that Jaden Daniels threw the ball 3.5 miles this year?
Is it really?
Yeah, I just figured it out.
3.5 miles?
3.5 miles.
That's a big arm, Jaden.
3.5.
Save that stat for when he comes in next week.
3.5 miles he threw the ball. That's craziness.
We'll ask him about
Seriously.
that. You know how far you threw that football?
He threw 3.5 miles.
Even Uncle Rico shaking his head like, man.
Uncle Jaden.
That's a big mountain.
Uncle Jaden, when he was in high school, he threw it 3.5 miles. And that was 1 year.
Yeah, that's a story when you grow up, like when you're Jeff Gorham's age and you tell your kids.
I threw the ball 3.5 miles.
My junior season, I threw that football 3.5 miles. Like, seriously, I did.
And in my entire 4 years, I threw a football 28 miles.
Yeah, we calculate that so far his career.
His career. I've thrown it for 28 miles.
He's going to have a legend like Paul Bunyan. You know what I mean? Like larger than life.
Paul Bunyan.
It's all been brought to you by Spoiled. Quick quality oil change will be spoiled by great customer service and low prices. Check them out off of Alessandro Boulevard. Ken Sporting Goods. Next time you need a new baseball mitt or a football helmet, Letterman's jacket, check out Ken Sporting Goods in Norco, California. Boost Performance Training in Corona with Coach Ray Bash. Check out the new Overtime program for those younger athletes going into the high school sports, and follow them on Instagram and Twitter. And finally, Catalano Motors in Corona off Temescal Canyon Road. You can buy, you can trade. They'll also finance at Catalano Motors Cars in Corona. And you can check out their website, CatalanoCars.com.
I have a Paul Bunyan story if you want to hear a quick one real fast. Yes. I was at the Mystery of the Trees going up towards Oregon.
I've been there
several
times.
Have you ever seen Paul Bunyan?
Yeah.
Do you pull up
and Babe the Blue Ox.
Yes. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So we got out. It was kind of raining, right? So my son goes, hey, he talks to Paul Bunyan. Paul Bunyan talks
They talk back to you, yeah.
So he looked over and Connor goes, man, I wonder how it's raining. And all of a sudden, Paul Bunyan said, it happens because I grab a cloud and I squeeze it. and Connor goes, wow, Paul Bunyan just talked to me. And then I said, you should see the big testes on that big bull.
Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 3050 AM.